series opened in the friendly confines? Oh, yeah. A White Sox rookie made sure this was Chi-Town's most lopsided outcome. And today on Fox, it's more of the crosstown showdown. North versus South, Cubs versus White Sox. What more do you need to know? How about this? It's the Subway Series, featuring again the haves and the have-nots. And there's already tension on the tracks in a heated rivalry that opened with some pretty heated pinstripe bats. Mother Nature has become the Phillies' biggest adversary, and she won the opener. Now today's forecast calls for rain of a different variety. It'll be raining Pedro fastballs. So come on, where do your loyalties lie? Come on, you better decide, because it is rivalry weekend on Fox. And we promise this: you will not walk away empty-handed. Like four teams that capped their Friday night this exciting blast.
Welcome to the big leagues. 3-2 pitch. The Diamondbacks have won the game. Fly ball to center field. Gone. The Pirates went into the bottom of the 15th.
What an incredible way to open up the weekend. Hi, everyone. Welcome inside the Fox Network Center. Jeannie's Alaska along with Kevin Kennedy. This is Fox Saturday Baseball, your game of the week. So we saw the good. Let's get to the bad and the ugly, because we haven't even hit the dog days of summer.
No.
But the dog fighting's already underway.
We've got a lot of fights going on.
League office maybe with the final blow on a Friday, the knockout punch.
Bob Watson is taking care of that. Well, Adam Dunn got thrown out twice behind his back. He said once is okay, twice I'm going to the mound. That's Silva. A little takedown right there by Lieberthal. Big brawl going on. This is Anderson going at it and pushes the mask. You don't touch a catcher's mask, I can tell you that. That's Kendall. And the Farnsworth taking out Paul Wilson. I have never seen a pitcher charge another pitcher before in Major League Baseball. But Silva got the most right here, 6 games. And that's because, you know, you can go inside on a guy once or maybe try to hit him once, take one shot at him. But if you go twice and throw it behind his back like that, it's obvious. Bob Watson took care of that. And also, Farnsworth, he's going to yacht somewhere, Jeannie? I think he does. Farnsworth going after Paul Wilson. There's going to be some major suspensions for both those guys going down. Paul Wilson obviously got the worst of that.
Yeah, the conflicts, by the way, in New York Yankee baseball are more internal, but just as public. So far, no suspensions, no penalties or fines that we know of. Pinstripe passion as Joe Torre took on the boss this week on Fox News.
A lot of these conversations happen all the time. Over the 7.5 years I've been here, they continue to happen, but it's never been as public as it has been this year. And I think it started last year when we lost to Anaheim. We lost to Anaheim. He was very upset, and, you know, I was too. And then he got on Jeter in the spring, got on my coaches in the spring. You know, at times, you know, I'd like, just give me a little more credit that, you know, I know what I'm doing. And, you know, again, but he's always this way. To change is he went public with a lot of it, and it's gotten in the newspaper. And it's really the first time that we struggled during the season that maybe gave him the opportunity to do this. But to me, George Steinbrenner wants a win. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, I still have to be me. And, you know, the most important thing in what I do is to be there for my players. The one thing I haven't been able to do is keep this distraction out of the clubhouse, where, you know, that's the one priority I've had when I took this club over, is to make sure this ball club can only think about winning baseball games and not have to deal with everything else. To me, I have a job to do, you know, whether you like your owner or don't like your owner. At times, I think he's okay. But you can't pick and choose the part of your boss that you want to keep. You know, you got to take the whole package or you walk away.
The Yankees have concentrated on winning games. They have a 1.5-game lead with all the external problems. Joe Torre has done a good job. And let me tell you something. As a Major League manager, you're in uniform with those guys. When your players and coaches get called out, you got them, back them up. Sometimes it costs you your job.
All right, but it all started with those pesky Angels at Dodger Stadium on a Friday night for the Freeway Series.
Garrett Washburn is a high fastball pitcher, and when you throw the ball up in the zone, once in a while it's going to get taken out. It got taken out often last night. Here's Brian Jordan with another one. Jeannie and all, 4 home runs against Washington.
As many home runs in a night as they had in the previous 11 games combined. Let's go to the Battle of the Bay. Giants, A's, Miguel Tejada.
He's back. He's swinging the bat much better, getting the batting average up. The home run number is almost identical to a year ago at the same time. Bonds,
he never left.
A monster shot, but that's not enough. The A's take it.
Tough loss, though, for the Giants as we check out the battle in the NL West.
Well, the Dodgers took them 2 out of 3 last weekend, and now they're tied once again. And look at this. Arizona, 7 games back. Schilling, Johnson, those guys are on the horizon. They're playing better. They got a chance still in this division.
Also on the horizon.
That's right.
It
counts.
counts. This time it does
count. It definitely counts. This is a great ball club. Look at this. Sheffield, Bonds, Sosa. Don't forget about Pujols. This guy's hitting 376.
Paul
LaDuca, 5th in the league in hitting. And Javi Lopez with 19 home runs.
American League.
Outstanding. I really got to give props to Delgado. He's keeping the Blue Jays in the race, a game and a half out or so. He's got 22 home runs, 76 RBIs. That leads Major League Baseball.
Votes can keep coming through July 2nd, and keep the calls coming. All season long, Fox Sports and Sprint going to be interactive. During each of today's games, you got a chance to make your voice heard with Sprint Virtual Manager. Use your PCS Vision phone from Sprint or log on to foxsports.com to vote out questions pertaining to your game. Still ahead, it's Dusty's first big Chi-Town showdown, but certainly not his first big game. Kevin Kennedy follows the journey as Baker went from Fall Classic leader to this.
This is my home for a while, and it definitely grows on you. I mean, I'm glad it's one of the best moves I made coming here.
And he played the game, but more importantly, he made the world a better place. We'll look back at a legend lost, Larry Doby.
With home field advantage in the World Series at stake, this time, it counts. The 2003 All-Star Game on Fox.
It goes.
Technicians you can talk to. Meineke Car Care Center. Right service, right price.
Ford has their Explorer, but here's something to discover. The GMC Envoy. Envoy's engineered with a 6-cylinder engine that gets more horsepower than Ford's V8 and comes with the comfort of dual-zone climate control you can't get standard on Explorer XLT. Looks like they're still searching for a way to keep up with Envoy. Current GMC Smart Lease lessees lease this Envoy for about $349 a month. Call for residency restrictions and lease details. See the pros at your local GMC dealers.
Introducing a new level of performance from Acura. The all-new TSX.
It goes.
We do it all. Meineke Car Care Center. Right service, right price.
Hey, you! Party animal! On Sunday, July 13th, watch Fox's shiny new Super King Show. You play at home. Banzai is crazy new show on Fox that you can bet on. How long will it take a little person to climb to the top of a basketball player? Banzai! Who'll pedal faster? A priest, a rabbi, or Lou Ferrigno? Please bet now! Watch Bet Banzai! Sunday, July 13th on Fox!
Lawrence Eugene Doby.
He created a great impact with the African-American player because he was the first player, black player, in the American League.
I got to know Larry Doby. I got to know him personally. A fine man.
I respected him a lot. He's going to be sorely missed by a lot of people.
Larry Doby died Wednesday after a long illness at the age of 79. Many didn't even know he was sick. Even more didn't exactly remember who he was. A tragedy. Officially, he was the second black major leaguer, but there was nothing second-rate about him. 11 weeks after Jackie Robinson made his mark on baseball, on the world, Larry Doby took the courageous step. July 5th, 1947. The American League now had its first black player. Doby was anything but welcome.
The only thing that we talked about a lot was certain players on the team, certain players on the opposing team that would give you a tough time, or would be that in that group that we call your names, because you wanted to always remember those people.
But the world wasn't ready to remember Doby. He was second, and unlike Robinson, he didn't have any friends in the game, hadn't gone to UCLA, and was far less prepared for the ordeal that awaited him. Doby was a 22-year-old second baseman when the Indians signed him. That position was taken. A switch to the outfield was suggested. So Doby somehow convinced Indians great Tris Speaker to work with him. Speaker, a supposed former member of the Ku Klux Klan. By that fall, Doby had proven his worth and hit one of the most famous home runs in Tribe history. He won Game 4 of the World Series, but the biggest reward came during the post-game celebration.
You didn't have time to say, well, he's black, I can't do it, or he's white, I can't do it. You did it. When I see that picture, I think about that as being one of the best things that ever happened to me or probably this country, because it showed that people can get along and people can get together.
And so can ball players worthy of all-star status, regardless of color. And in '49, Doby, Robinson, Don Newcombe, and Roy Campanella became the first black all-stars. Just one of Doby's 7 trips to the Midsummer Classic. Doby could run, and hit for power. He was one of the finest center fielders in the history of the Tribe. And it's no coincidence he was with them during their most successful eras, when they won 2 league pennants and a World Series. Doby hit 253 home runs, drove in 970 runs, with a .283 average during his 13-year career, spent mostly in Jackie's shadow.
I don't think about second or first. I think about being a part of history.
And in '98, he became immortal with an induction to Cooperstown, a great honor for Doby, the ball player. Doby, the man, had already achieved the highest honor.
I'd like to be remembered as a person who was part of bringing people together.
11 weeks after Jackie Robinson made his appearance with the Brooklyn Dodgers in the National League, Larry Doby was the first African-American to play in the American League, second African-American to manage in the Major League, 7-time All-Star, inducted into the Hall of Fame. We see that 8 straight 20-home-run seasons, 2-time AL home run champ. And I think Major League Baseball, who has honored number 42 Jackie Robinson, which has done the right thing there, should do just the same for Larry Doby's number 14. This guy was a great man. And he and Don Newcombe, by the way, were the first 2 former Major League players to go to Japan and play for the Chinichi Dragons back in 1962. He did much for integration in this country.
Yeah, Dusty Baker, one of the many that would agree with you. He felt he didn't get enough credit, which is kind of ironic, because I don't think Mr. Baker gets the credit he deserves.
Well, if you don't believe a good manager is instrumental in getting his team to first place, don't tell the Cubs that, because Dusty Baker definitely makes a difference.
Dusty, I've known you a long time. You had a decade of success in the Bay Area, 3-time manager of the year. Now you come here. This organization has not been that successful, yet you're doing it again. What's going on?
Well, not me. I'm not doing anything.
Yeah, it's you.
Not me.
Players say it's you.
Well, I say it's them. I mean, they're playing, and they're playing hard. I mean, we're still playing better, and we're getting better, and we're not playing our best baseball yet.
How long did it take the transition when you took over? I saw you in spring training, briefly talked to you, and it just seemed like right away from day one, everything was smooth.
Well, you know, baseball is baseball, no matter where you play it, or no matter what you do, and there are a lot of similarities here, and hopefully we can emulate and go as far as the Giants.
Kerry, you guys have basically been in first place all season. Give me your take on Dusty Baker, why the success, and what kind of a manager he is.
Yeah, just, you know, Dusty brings enthusiasm, his excitement that he brings in the dugout and into the clubhouse and pre-game, during the game, and, you know, just his style of aggressiveness, and, you know, the guys seem to feed off that. But, no, he's very personable, and, you know, guys love to play for him.
Give me your take on Dusty Baker coming here and why you guys have been able to have the success and maybe in the past not so much success.
I think it all started in spring training. He did a great job in getting the team together, getting everyone on the same page, and I think also, too, he does a great job in communicating with the players, and that's what he's been doing the whole year.
What was it like for you going back to San Francisco?
You know, it was good. It was good to see some of the coaches that are still there. It's great to see, you know, some of the players. You know, I follow them every day. You know, I root for them. You know, I'm pulling for them and Felipe to do well and to win. And then I hope we win in the playoffs against
Oh,
them.
we like that.
Yeah, that'd be fine with me.
That'd be a nice matchup.
Yeah, that'd be a great matchup.
Give me compare and contrast managing 2 superstars. You managed Barry Bonds and now Sammy Sosa.
You know, I still don't know Sammy as well as I knew Barry. You know, I was with Barry 10 years. And basically, you don't really manage a superstar. You just sort of try to maintain things with a superstar because these guys know what they're doing. They know their bodies. They both have strong minds. They work hard. They want to play. So it's like working with a thoroughbred. You know, sometimes a thoroughbred don't want you to ride him. And sometimes he don't want to get in the gate. And there's other times that thoroughbred can't wait to get in the gate and run. And when he wants to run, he let him run as far as he wants to run, as long as he wants to run, and we'll just run right along with him.
I noticed, too, in interleague play, the Sox and the Cubs, I mean, they go at it.
Now, that's a big-time rivalry.
That's big time.
Yeah, I'm learning that one. I mean, people think I'm crazy for pulling for the Sox. Because, you know, my homeboy Jerry Manuel's over there managing them. I mean, they think I'm crazy. How can you pull for the Sox? Easy. I mean, I heard there's arguments in families and mothers and daughters argue and fathers and sons. And,
Have you adapted to Chicago yet?
every day I come here, it grows on you. I mean, hey, this is my home for a while, and I'm glad it's one of the best moves I made coming in.
Dusty Baker's winning percentage with the Giants, 840 wins, 715 record. That's good for 540. That is ahead of Tony La Russa, Lou Piniella, and Joe Torre, who I consider three outstanding managers as well. Dusty Baker has made a difference, no question, for the Chicago Cubs.
And as Manuel told him, hey, you're used to California cool. This is war. Speaking of war, a new rivalry heats up in Philly, where the Red Sox are going with a not-so-secret weapon, Pedro Martinez. Every pitch, every crack of the bat has a city held hostage. Might as well shut down Chicago, and there's a lot of tension on the tracks and the threat of rain in New York.
Yes, I do. I fly away from this dirty boulevard. I want to fly from the dirty boulevard. I want to fly from the dirty boulevard. I want to fly from the dirty boulevard.
If you think you've seen everything on Mike Tyson, think again. Mike Tyson, Beyond the Glory. Viewer discretion strongly advised.
We see Michael, marine biologist, Broadway star, or maybe astronaut. At Microsoft, we started Club Tech with Boys and Girls Clubs of America, so kids learn more than just what computers can do. They learn what they themselves can do.
You want the best values in America? Well, they're here now at the Dodge Summer Sales Drive,
where you'll find our best products.
like the powerful Ram 1500 with an available 5.7-liter Heavy. And our best deals. Get a $2,500 cash allowance or 0% APR financing for up to 60 months on Ram.
All with Dodge's 7-year, 70,000-mile powertrain limited warranty.
Let us prove we got the best values in America. Hurry to your Dodge dealer today.
Drama or comedy. Fox Sunday brings you the best comedies on TV. King of the Hill, The Simpsons, Another King, Malcolm in the Middle, and Oliver Bean. So choose wisely.
Law and Order, Elevator Inspectors Unit.
It all starts at 7:30, 6:30 Central, Fox Sunday. Fox tonight, a drug addict loses control, and a blinded fugitive makes a desperate run for freedom.
They drove off.
Cops freaked out felons. Then, she was abducted and assaulted, but escaped.
I don't even know what happened.
Help her fight back. An all-new America's Most Wanted. It all starts at 8, 7 Central tonight on Fox.
I'm Jeannie Zelasco back at the Fox Network Center. Only one thing could stop the Subway Series in its tracks. Rain. It could be a short delay. We will keep you posted. In the interim, please enjoy the Red Sox at the Phillies at the Vet. It's next on Fox.
No rain today in Philadelphia as Fox Sports welcomes you to Veterans Stadium. Interleague action, the Philadelphia Phillies and the Boston Red Sox. Phillies and Red Sox rained out last night. Yankees beat the Mets, so the Yankees lead over the Red Sox and Blue Jays, a game and a half in the American League East. As we welcome you to Fox Saturday Baseball, Kenny Albert, along with Larry Anderson. Larry, big week for the Phillies. They took 2 of 3 from the Braves, winning twice in their final at-bat, but today they must face Pedro.
Well, it's a little different story when you're facing Pedro, Kenny. Last time out, it was his second start against the White Sox since coming off the disabled list on Monday. It was vintage Pedro. 5 innings, had 6 strikeouts, very dominating as usual. A manager, Grady Little, talked about what we can expect from Pedro today.
The way he's been feeling, the way he's been throwing the ball with completely pain-free, we felt good about him going out there and giving us a normal outing.
And a normal outing for Pedro, we're looking at probably 100 to 110 pitches today.
And Martinez will look to silence the Phillies bats this afternoon. They've been pretty quiet throughout the season so far. The opposite is true, however, in Boston.
Well, it's been the difference between these two clubs. Boston and near the top, first or second in all categories except home runs, where they're fourth. The Phillies, on the other hand, near the bottom in all these categories. The Phillies have been getting it done with pitching, not with offense. Before the season, everybody thought it would be their offense that would carry them. Has not been the case.
So the pitching matchup today, Pedro Martinez for the Red Sox, Randy Wolf for the Phillies. Pedro, unbeaten lifetime here at the vet, 3-0, his third start back from the DL. Red Sox and the Phillies coming up on Fox.
Well, the girls have been sharing a wireless phone.
Yeah, I can help you out here.
Now, buy one Samsung A460 phone for $49.99 after savings and get a second one free, instantly, only at Sprint stores. PCS from Sprint, clearly a whole new way to look at wireless.
Our road trips were the best until he couldn't read the map with his regular contact lenses. And wear reading glasses? No way.
Bausch & Lomb introduces soft lens multifocal contact lenses, a unique design clinically proven to let you see clearly, near, far, and in between.
See how beautiful this place is?
Do I ever? Ask your eye doctor for soft lens multifocal contact lenses from Bausch & Lomb. For 150 years, perfecting vision, enhancing life.
She's a real beauty. Well, I tell you, it'd be a shame if something would have happened to her.
What could happen?
What could happen? What could happen? Things.
Things?
Things. Might want to think about getting some protection.
If you want protection, you want the Prestone family. And for tough protection against road grime, salts, and acid rain, you want Prestone Car Wax.
Don't even think about it.
Prestone protection, inside and out.
This summer, smart kid like you gotta have a plan. Journey to a whole new world.
You brought him home?
He's not a criminal mastermind. He's a kid who has nowhere to go.
The OC, coming soon to Fox.
The next 10 finalists will be put to the test. The audience is waiting. Now the pressure is mounting.
When you stop being nervous, it's time to get out of the business.
Who will crack first, the kids or the parents? American Juniors at 8/7 Central, Fox Tuesday.
Back at Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia as we get set for the Phillies and the Red Sox. For those of you expecting to see the New York Yankees and the New York Mets, they are in a rain delay at Shea Stadium. And we will take you to Queens if, in fact, they do get underway. Here in Philadelphia, 64 degrees, chance of thunderstorms. Last night's game was called at about 5 o'clock. Randy Wolf and Hyun Kim, the scheduled starters yesterday, so Wolf pushed back a day. Kim will pitch for the Red Sox tomorrow. Johnny Damon leading off for Boston today, the center fielder, followed by second baseman Todd Walker. Shortstop Nomar Garciaparra bats third. Left fielder Manny Ramirez on fire this month in the cleanup spot. Then first baseman Kevin Millar. Third baseman Bill Miller bats sixth. And the bottom third of the order, catcher Jason Varitek. Right fielder Damian Jackson. And the pitcher Pedro Martinez will bat in the National League Park as the Red Sox get set to face 26-year-old left-hander Randy Wolf, who has won his last 3 starts.
3 straight starts and wins for Randy Wolf. Been pitching very well. Maybe one of the best, or is one of the best left-handers in the National League. He's got a sneaky fastball. He'll throw it by right-handers at only 88 to 90 miles an hour. He's got a good curveball, and he's really had a good changeup. Very competitive out on the mound.
Wolf with 8 wins, record of 8-3. Leads all National League left-handed starters in strikeouts and victories. Johnny Damon working on a 9-game hitting streak. Takes ball 1. Good numbers for Damon lifetime against Wolf. 4 for 6 with 2 home runs. In the air to right. Bobby Abreu is under it. 1 away. Phillies ranked 3rd in the National League defensively this season around the infield. Thome, Polanco, Jimmy Rollins, 2-time All-Star, and David Bell at third. In the outfield, Pat Burrell, Ricky Leday, and Bobby Abreu with Mike Lieberthal behind the plate.
Jimmy Rollins has really set the tone for this defense. He has been outstanding. The last couple years we've seen him doing a very good job, but this year even more range, making spectacular play after spectacular play.
Todd Walker, first pitch, long foul. Down the left field line, 0-1. Walker batting .305. Had a 20-game hitting streak earlier this season. His first year with the Red Sox. Wolf catching the outside corner, 0-2.
2 years ago, Randy Wolf was the best pitcher, left-handed pitcher against left-handed hitters in the National League, and that included Randy Johnson.
The 0-2 from Wolf. In the air, center field this time. Ricky Leday, 2 out. Running the Phillies today is Gary Varsho, as Larry Bowa is serving the 1-game suspension following the Phillies-Reds brawl a week ago Friday.
An automatic suspension for Larry Bowa after a warning. Another pitch was thrown. Carlos Silva threw behind Adam Dunn. That got Larry Bowa his automatic suspension. Nothing he can appeal, and they decide when he's going to serve that suspension, and it was today.
Nomar, first pitch up the middle, base hit center field. So a 2-out single for Garciaparra, who is batting over .430 in interleague play. We'll take you back to last Friday in Cincinnati.
The first pitch to Adam Dunn, he got a warning. Then he throws behind him. That started because of Dunn bowling over Mike Lieberthal, trying to make it an 11-0 game in the 6th inning. And Carlos Silva took exception. He's trying to stand up for his catcher. Lieberthal actually made a very nice open field tackle as Dunn was headed to the mound.
So Gary Varsho, the bench coach under Larry Bowa, running the Phillies this afternoon. A 2-out single for Garciaparra, and Manny Ramirez takes a called strike. 0-1. Adam Dunn had his 3-game suspension lowered to 2 during his appeal yesterday.
And Carlos Silva will appeal his 6-game suspension.
The 0-1 to Ramirez, 0-2. Ramirez batting .319. He's reached base in 18 consecutive games.
Now there is a suspension list. Silva and Bowa both suspended. Mesa and Pratt were fined by the league. Both of those guys trying to figure out why they were fined. Pratt said he was actually the peacemaker trying to break it up.
Thome backpedaling. Polanco coming over, and the Phillies second baseman makes the play in foul territory. We head to the bottom of the first from the bench.
Michelin designed the cross-terrain SUV tires specifically for SUVs to help provide responsive handling and a smooth ride. You'd be surprised just how smooth. Michelin, because so much is riding on your tires. Want to help Special Olympics? Want a Michelin Man bobblehead? Go to MichelinMan.com to find out how.
No matter where you are, with Sprint wireless phones from Radio Shack, you can take and send pictures instantly. Not that I'm going Hollywood or anything. So come to Radio Shack, your wireless phone headquarters.
Get PCS Vision Picture Phone with Picture Mail that talks from Sprint. Take and send pictures with a recorded message, just $99.99.
It was him.
It was him.
Not that I'm going Hollywood or anything.
Radio Shack.
The best is yet to come, and babe, won't it be fine?
Introducing the GMC Envoy XL.
You've seen the sun, but you ain't seen it shine.
With a midsize SUV engineered to comfortably seat 7 full-size adults.
Underway. You ain't seen nothing yet. The best is yet to come, and babe, won't it be fine?
Fox Saturday Baseball is brought to you by GMC. We are professional grade. and by Radio Shack, official sponsor of Major League Baseball. Back at the vet, Grady Little's Red Sox with a record of 41-30. Game and a half behind the Yankees and the American League East. For the Phillies this afternoon, second baseman Placido Polanco will lead off, followed by shortstop Jimmy Rollins. First baseman Jim Thome bats third. Then the slumping left fielder Pat Burrell. Bobby Abreu, the right fielder, bats fifth. Catcher Mike Lieberthal sixth. And the bottom third, David Bell, the Phillies' third baseman. Center fielder Ricky Leday. And the pitcher Randy Wolf, as the Phillies face three-time Cy Young Award winner Pedro Martinez.
This is his third start since coming off the disabled list with that right lat strain. He's pitching very well, went 5 innings in his last start. He's got a very good road earned run average of 208, 4 above average pitches. Very fierce competitor and dominating. You could put about 10 more exclamation points behind that.
Only 10?
Yeah.
Well, Placido Polanco leads off for the Phillies. He has never faced Martinez. Polanco batting .257, came over from the Cardinals in the Scott Rowland deal last year. And he grounds out for the second baseman, Tom Walker.
It's the first game in the last 5 that Bobby Abreu has not been in the leadoff spot. Larry Boa had moved him up there trying to get this offense jump-started. Against Pedro, he's moved him back down to the 5th spot.
Bobby Abreu not very comfortable batting leadoff.
No, it's kind of surprising. He said he would do it to help the team for, 3 games to a week, but he is not comfortable there, and it's a little bit surprising because the only time you're guaranteed to lead off is to start the game.
With one away, Jimmy Rollins takes a called strike. Dan Iasonia, the home plate umpire this afternoon. Crew chief Dale Scott working first base. Laz Diaz out at second. Jim Joyce, the third base umpire. Fastball missing inside to Rollins. 1-1. Rollins has gone to the All-Star game each of his first 2 seasons. Switch hitter batting from the left side against Martinez. 1-2.
Pedro's fastball in the early going, right around 91.
To Rollins, missing low. A reminder for those of you expecting to see the New York Mets and the New York Yankees, they are in a rain delay at Shea Stadium. And we will take you to New York if and when they do get started. Yankees 3 home runs last night in a 5-0 victory in the opening game of the Subway Series. Yankees first place in the AL East. Mets in last in the National League East. 14.5 games behind the division-leading Braves. Here's the payoff pitch to Rollins. Got him. A called strike 3.
Good fastball by Pedro. Back-to-back fastballs inside. It tails right back to the corner. A nice job by Veritek to frame that. Pedro in his warm-up pitches, or before he threw his warm-up pitches, went through a phantom motion about 3 times. I think just trying to make sure that he doesn't feel anything, maybe trying to loosen it up, being a little extra precautious.
Here's Jim Thome, who did not have much success against Pedro as a member of the Cleveland Indians. Only 4 hits in 26 at-bats. 2 of the 4 were home runs.
Also 12 strikeouts. This lineup collectively against Pedro, 8 for 67.
Wow.
29 strikeouts.
0-2 on Thome.
Of course, I think just about any lineup you could probably say similar numbers.
And there are Thome's career numbers against Pedro Martinez. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the first inning from the vet. Hard grounder to the right side. Into right field for the Phillies' first base hit.
And that overshift on Thome, he's had a lot of base hits taken away from him this year because of that overshift. And you have to hit it perfectly to get it through that right side of the infield, and Thome does just that. Just out of reach, a high fastball. That's something that has given Thome problems this year, the high cheese. But he gets on top of this and hits it just outside of a diving Kevin Millar and Todd Walker at second base.
So a 2-out base runner. Here's Pat Burrell, who has really struggled. Although he started to come on as of late. 5 for his last 12. And he sends this one into left on the first pitch. He flies out to Manny Ramirez. No score after 1 from the vet.
Come on in, Derek. I thought we discussed this thing and had it all worked out. You're our starting shortstop. How can you possibly afford to spend 2 nights dancing, 2 nights eating out, and 3 nights just carousing with your friends? Oh.
If you want to enjoy the New York nightlife, bring your Visa card. Because Orso, Cheetah, and the Broome Street Bar don't take American Express. Visa, it's everywhere you want to be.
The man on the left paid $8 for a chicken strips meal at a casual dining restaurant. This man paid just $4 for the KFC Crispy Strips meal with 3 all-white meat crispy strips, choice of 2 sides and a biscuit. $8 or 4?
What should I do with the $4, I say?
This is the latest. This isn't. This is the latest. This isn't. And when it comes to athlete's foot, this is the latest. This isn't. Lotramin Ultra, the latest prescription strength medicine available without a prescription. Lotramin Ultra, the latest advancement for relief of itching and burning. The latest cure, so ultra powerful, 1 use a day is all you need. Nothing's proven to be stronger or faster, and nothing's newer. Lotramin Ultra, the killer cure.
Benny, what are you doing stinking up my stuff? These things are magic, Mikey. Anybody can hit in these. Anybody, huh?
The new MLB Authentic Collection Performance Batting Practice Jerseys and Caps are here. Now, anyone can get them.
The new 2004 Pontiac Grand Prix is turning some heads. Firmly planted to the road. The V6 feels as if it's a V8. Outclasses Accord and Camry. Current Pontiac Grand Prix owners now get a 24-month lease on a new 2004 Grand Prix GT1 for around $269 a month. Residency restrictions apply. Call for details. See your local Pontiac dealer today.
Kevin Millar leads off for the Red Sox. Here in the second, it is still raining in New York. Scheduled pitching matchup, Tom Glavine and Mike Messina for the Yankees and the Mets. As Millar takes a called strike. Millar, Miller, and Veritek for the Red Sox here in the second against Randy Wolf. To the right side, Thome, the Wolf covering for the first out.
We talked about earlier the changeup, the improved changeup by Randy Wolf. He throws one there, gets the ball out the end of Millar's bat, and that's something that has really become a big weapon for Randy Wolf. Very confident in it. You start throwing it in games and have success, all of a sudden you get more confidence in it. That's an outstanding changeup for Randy Wolf.
So with one away, here's Bill Miller. Batting right-handed against the lefty Wolf. Miller 6th in the American League. Batting .327 in his first year with the Red Sox.
Miller has been a Philly killer over his career.
Miller spending his first 7 seasons in the National League with the Giants and the Cubs.
I don't think the Phillies were unhappy to see him go to the American League.
Well, Larry, for Randy Wolf, first pitch of the game to Johnny Damon was a ball. Since then, 13 consecutive strikes.
He is pitching with so much confidence, and I think since the end of last year, or the second half of last year to this point this year, he has been the best left-hander in the National League.
David Bell across to Thome, 2 away. When you look at the leaders in wins in the National League, Kevin Brown, Sean Chacon with 10 apiece, and then 7 pitchers, including Randy Wolf, next with 8.
And he has pitched very well. Last year, the second fewest runs that he was supported with. Kevin Millwood also with 8 wins. Kevin Millwood coming over here in the offseason in a big trade and a huge pickup for the Phillies.
Millwood started the year 7-1, but has lost 4 of his last 5 decisions.
And he says a lot of it is just due to his command. He's not making his pitches that he feels he should be making.
1-1 on the catcher, Jason Varitek. Varitek 0 for his last 13. Phillies and Red Sox did not meet last year, but they did match up against one another in interleague play during the first 5 seasons of interleague from 1997 through 2001. In fact, last time the Red Sox came to Philadelphia, they were swept here at the Vet in 2000.
The Phillies were playing very good ball at that time.
Once again, a 2-out base runner as Wolf walks Varitek. Well, Larry, tomorrow the scene shifts to Sonoma for exciting NASCAR Winston Cup racing. Ricky Rudd looks to defend his title against the best drivers in the world on the first road course of the season in NASCAR Winston Cup racing. NASCAR returns to Fox tomorrow at 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific. 2 outs, runner on first for the right fielder Damian Jackson, who has gone 0 for the month of June, 0 for 10. Batting .235 for the season.
And that's a case right there. The fastball by Randy Wolf, 88 miles an hour, but hitters do not pick up the ball off of him that well. I talked to Jeff Bagwell last year when he was facing Randy Wolf. He said, I just don't see it. A lot of hitters will say the same thing.
You talked to Jeff Bagwell?
I have to. He said if anytime I want to go to Boston, he'll take care of it, make sure it's okay, make sure it's safe.
Of course, we're referring to the trade back in 1990. Red Sox acquiring my partner Larry Anderson in exchange for then minor leaguer Jeff Bagwell. Did Jackson go around? He did. First strikeout for Wolf. Middle of the second. Still scoreless.
Well, the girls have been sharing a wireless phone.
Yeah, I can help you out here.
Now buy one Samsung A460 phone for $49.99 after savings and get a second one free instantly, only at Sprint stores. PCS from Sprint. Clearly a whole new way to look at wireless.
Every stomach needs a first aid kit for all those unexpected bites and burns and cuts and scrapes and spills and other stomach irritations. Pepto-Bismol is first aid for stomachs. As it coats, it relieves most any stomach problem, not just a few like these other leading medicines. Pepto-Bismol. In any emergency, it's first aid for heartburn, diarrhea, nausea, indigestion, and upset stomachs.
Have you ever spent like 5 minutes with him? He's totally self-centered and insensitive. They just don't go together. I mean, she's my best friend. She has these emotional needs he can't meet. Remember what she went through with Brad? It's just like awful. He's so rude.
And it's a deep drive to center. Rodriguez makes the catch. It looks like they're going to send the runner. Here comes the throw. He's safe. He's safe. The winning run is now on third.
You're such a great listener.
Thanks.
Saturday Baseball is brought to you by Budweiser. The best things in life are the things that are true. Budweiser. Back in the vet, Kenny Albert, Larry Anderson. Bottom of the second inning. Phillies and Red Sox rained out of the scheduled series opener last night on Mike Schmidt bobblehead night. Game rescheduled for Labor Day, September 1st. And the bobbleheads will be distributed on Labor Day.
It was kind of a problem for the Phillies last night. The marketing department obviously did not want the game called. They expected 55,000 plus people.
So the Mike Schmidt bobblehead dolls now in storage, and tomorrow is Steve Carlton bobblehead day.
And another big crowd that they expect tomorrow.
Called strike on the outside corner. Bobby Abreu, as we mentioned, batted leadoff the last 5 games. Today in the number 5 spot against Pedro Martinez.
A good breaking ball, good curveball by Pedro. And looking at his fastball today, it's not 94, 95, but he has so many other weapons. A curveball has Bobby Abreu way out in front of it, tries to hold up and can't.
Count now full. 3-2 on Abreu. Mike Lieberthal on deck. Bottom of the second inning from the vet with no score. Payoff pitch from Martinez. Abreu got a piece of it.
An example of what makes Pedro Martinez so good. 3-2 count. A lot of pitchers you can sit fastball. Pedro Martinez you cannot.
Bobby Abreu. The Phillies take a 1-0 lead.
Pedro Martinez shook off Jason Varitek twice before he went to the fastball. The 4-seamer inside. He wanted a changeup. Pedro shook it off. He wanted the 2-seam fastball inside. He shook that off and went with the 4-seam fastball. Bobby said, no doing. You're not getting in my kitchen. And he just gets that bat head out and turns on it.
Only the 4th home run allowed by Martinez in 69 1/3 innings this season.
The 11th home run for Bobby Abreu.
Lieberthal to right. This one will stay in the ballpark. Jackson's got it. 1 away. Today's Sprint virtual manager question, Larry. Is Pedro Martinez the most dominating pitcher in the game today? To answer the question, use your PCS Vision phone from Sprint or log on to foxsports.com. Keyword MLB on Fox.
Well, I'm going to dial this in, and I would have to say that Pedro is the most dominating pitcher, a healthy Pedro.
Can
Martinez.
I vote too?
Yes, you can.
So 2 yes votes.
That's exactly
Pedro.
right.
Bobby Abreu might not agree.
Well, not right now.
Everybody hit! 11th home run of the season for Abreu. Good news for the Phillies. When Bobby Abreu homers, the Phillies have gone 9-1.
You got to like those numbers if you're a Philly fan.
Nothing in 2 on David Bell with 1 away, and Ricky Leday in the on-deck circle.
Pedro wanted that pitch. Pedro leads baseball in opponent's average since '98, under 200. The best winning percentage and the strikeouts. That's domination.
Only Randy Johnson with more strikeouts during that period of time. Bell flies out to Jackson and right. Pedro making his 3rd start since spending just under a month on the disabled list. His last win back on May 15th. Phillies pitching coach Joe Kerrigan spent many years with Pedro both in Montreal and then in Boston as pitching coach and subsequently as Red Sox manager.
A lot of people might say, well, Pedro Martinez will make you a better pitching coach, but Joe Kerrigan has done a tremendous job here in Philadelphia. The pitching, third best in the National League. That is what has kept them as close as they are.
Phillies just haven't hit. 249 average for the season. Last in the National League in hits. 9th in runs scored. But like you mentioned, 3rd in pitching, also 3rd in fielding.
Only Los Angeles and Pittsburgh have hit more or fewer home runs than the Phillies also. And you look at this lineup coming into the season, I guarantee you there were a lot of pitchers in the National League saying, uh-oh, but it hasn't been the case. Jim Thome trying to get used to National League pitching, and Pat Burrell has struggled.
Ricky Leday goes down on strikes. Second strikeout for Martinez. Phillies take the lead. We'll return after these messages from your local station.
With home field advantage in the World Series at stake, this time it counts. The 2003 All-Star Game on Fox.
Where the FX45 really outshines its competition is in the handling. Unbelievably fast and genius in curves. Infinity's new SUV roars like a sports sedan. Introducing the all-wheel drive Infinity FX, the SUV with the heart of a sports car.
Ford, Dodge, and Toyota make a lot of claims. But here's one you'll only hear from GMC. Sierras are the most powerful line of pickups in the world. When we have something to say, we have the power to back it up. Get used to it. We are professional grade. Now get 0% APR for 60 months for qualified buyers on a new 2003 GMC Sierra. See the pros at your local GMC dealers.
You want this one?
No, this is all you.
Okay, what am I asking for this time?
Is this recording?
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna try to buy some smokes.
And we're 15 years old.
Hi, can we get a pack of alcohol?
Can I see some identification? And tell him his card. They don't need cigarettes.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
They passed. They carded us.
Cool. Nice.
Sweet.
Deal is, selling tobacco to kids under the age 18 is illegal in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
You break the law, you get busted.
In the summertime when the weather's high, you can stretch right up and touch the sky when the weather's fine.
Ready for a summer adventure? Then get behind the wheel of a new Ford Explorer. And right now you can save big on the world's best-selling SUV. With 0% financing or up to $4,000 cash back. Or lease the Go Anywhere Explorer for only $299 a month. Ford Explorer with 0% financing or up to $4,000 cash back. Hurry because these deals end June 30th.
In the summertime.
See your Quality Plus Ford dealer.
One lucky viewer joins the cast of Paradise Hotel. Sneak peek next good.
Bobby Abreu solo shot to give the Phillies the lead, and now Pedro Martinez steps in against Randy Wolf. Pedro has not had a hit since 1997 while a member of the Montreal Expos. As a Red Sox, he is 0 for 14, batting for the first time this season.
Under the interstate for Pedro, but I don't think the Red Sox are real concerned with how he hits.
No. In fact, Nomar yawning in the Sox dugout.
I think that's where a lot of players in the American League, when they have the interleague play, they get some of the biggest kicks out of watching their teammate, their pitcher, hit.
That's the bat on that one.
I got to wonder with Pedro's. They're cheering. Pedro's laughing about it. He made contact. But they swinging the bat with that right lat strain. If they would be a little concerned about him swinging.
2-2. Thome to the pitcher Wolf.
A moral victory for Pedro.
His teammates enjoyed it. Fans enjoyed it. A lot of Red Sox fans here this weekend.
A lot of them have come down for the weekend series. He's getting high-fived. You don't often see that on a 3-1 ground out.
You would think he just moved the runner over to second.
Yeah, really.
Now Pedro will get back to concentrating on what he will do in the bottom half.
Does not appear shook up too much by that Bobby Abreu solo home run.
Johnny Damon fly to right in the first. Jason Varitek perhaps giving Pedro some hitting pointers. How are you as a hitter?
Absolutely terrible. I was petrified. My first trip to the plate, I had Jody Davis catching for the Cubs and Joe West behind me. Umpiring, I walked into the box in Wrigley Field and they both started laughing at me. What's so funny? Why are you laughing? Joe West says, I've never seen a player come to the plate with his coat on. I looked down, I had my jacket on.
How'd you do?
It wasn't pretty.
You ever hit one out?
Yes. That was when they asked me yesterday to interview about this last year at the at Veterans Stadium, and they were talking about the '83 World Series here. And one of my fondest memories was my only home run in batting practice in baseball.
Polanco makes the play for the second out. Larry, our Radio Shack.com trivia question. Who holds the Phillies record for consecutive scoreless innings by a reliever?
I think I might know that one.
Could it be the same pitcher who hit a batting practice home run during the '83 World Series?
That's a very distinct possibility.
What a coincidence. Here's Todd Walker fly to center back in the first inning. Red Sox have had 2 base runners. Garciaparra 2-out single in the first inning, and Walker sends this one to deep right field. Abreu back on the warning track. We are tied. 5th home run of the season for Walker. His first in the last 67 at-bats. Why was a Yankee fan happy?
That's surprising. Very surprising. Randy Wolf's 4th home run allowed to a left-hander, his 12th overall. Randy Wolf trying to throw that breaking ball down and away. He left it in the middle of the plate. Walker just drops the bat head and hits it deep to right field.
And then we had a shot of a fan in a Yankee jacket giving high fives following a Red Sox home run.
That makes no sense.
So a 2-out solo shot tying the score. Here's Garciaparra. Now 2-0.
I got to wonder if that's a real Yankees fan or maybe he's just happy about getting the baseball. That's
celebrating
what it is.
He got the baseball. But you would think a Yankee fan would throw it back.
I don't want a Boston baseball.
That guy will be vilified in New York, and they
Yes,
are watching.
he will.
They are watching this game in New York. Yankees and Mets in a rain delay, not yet underway. Yankees winning last night's game 5-0.
The weather has not been kind to anybody on the East Coast.
Nomar had the Red Sox first hit, a single back in the first inning. Count is full with 2 outs in the top of the 3rd. Solo home runs for Bobby Abreu and Todd Walker. Wolf missing away, so Nomar is on for the 2nd time this afternoon. 2nd walk issued by Wolf.
Change up by Randy Wolf shows the confidence that he has in it. Also probably a little uncertain about wanting to throw a fastball to Garciaparra in that situation, but you got to remember, with Manny Ramirez on deck, you don't want to be walking people in front of this guy.
Ramirez leading the Red Sox in home runs with 16, RBIs with 56. On the first pitch, a towering fly ball. Center fielder Leday is waiting. And he makes the catch. But the Red Sox tie the score. Todd Walker taking Randy Wolf deep, his 5th of the season.
No matter where you are, with Sprint wireless phones from Radio Shack, you can take and send pictures instantly. Not that I'm going Hollywood or anything. So come to Radio Shack, your wireless phone headquarters.
Isn't that...
Get PCS Vision Picture Phone with Picture Mail that talks from Sprint. Take and send pictures with a recorded message, just $99.99.
No, it was him.
It was him.
Not that I'm going Hollywood or anything.
Radio Shack.
This is the latest. This isn't. This is the latest. This isn't. And when it comes to athlete's foot, this is the latest. This isn't. Lotramin Ultra, the latest prescription strength medicine available without a prescription. Lotramin Ultra, the latest advancement for relief of itching and burning. The latest cure, so ultra powerful, one use a day is all you need. Nothing's proven to be stronger or faster, and nothing's newer. Lotramin Ultra, the killer cure.
After a few years, the little lady might not be as little as she'd like. If a man knows what's good for him, he'll sympathize with her dietary struggles. Show her you're willing to climb down into that foxhole with her. Tell her straight up, for the next 12 ounces, I'll be counting calories with you. That's sensitivity. That's the light way to live the high life.
Introducing the world's first truck with four-wheel steering. The new GMC Sierra Denali with 325 horsepower and quadra-steer. Beats everybody, forwards and backwards.
Presenting the Soul Man versus Muscle Man Speed Challenge. Who can pedal fastest? A priest, a rabbi, or Lou Quino? Placement now! Hyundai! Release Sunday, July 13th on Fox! Hyundai!
A look at Shea Stadium in New York. Tarp coming off the field. Yankees and Mets in a rain delay. Here in Philadelphia, Phillies and Red Sox tied at 1. Randy Wolf at the plate facing Pedro Martinez. Wolf this season, 5 hits, 31 at bats. Career 177 average.
Randy Wolf is a pretty good hitting pitcher. I think that's one of the reasons you see a changeup from Pedro Martinez against Randy Wolf.
Strikeout number 3 for Martinez. One away here in the Phillies' 3rd. Once again, our RadioShack.com trivia question: who holds the Phillies club record for consecutive scoreless innings by a relief pitcher? And Larry, I think you were right on target.
I think I did know that one.
1984, 33 consecutive scoreless innings. Remember who broke the string?
I'm not sure who broke it. I know how it started to be broken. There's a line drive back at me from David Green. I clanked it, picked it up, and threw it down the first baseline. He ended up scoring in that inning. I wasn't really known for fielding either, so I couldn't hit.
Couldn't field,
I couldn't field.
It's a good thing you could pitch. Quickly 2 away. Here's Jimmy Rollins. Caught looking back in the first inning. Takes a called strike, 0-1. Bobby Abreu, leadoff homer back in the 2nd for the Phils, and then Todd Walker tied it, top of the 3rd, with a solo shot of his own.
Fans here at Veterans Stadium, a lot of groups come out to support players with banners, different players, different groups, a wolf pack.
Seems like every Philly player has their own section
Just
here.
about. There's the Wolfpack. They're the ones that started it. Back when Randy Wolf came up, they have yet to miss a game that he has pitched here at Veterans Stadium. Turks Turkeys, that's a fairly new one.
I like this one.
That's that's a classic. The generic fan group.
Right into the glove of Walker. A 9-pitch inning, 1-2-3 inning for Pedro.
There are ordinary disposable razors, but now there's new Sensor 3 from Gillette. Totally new handle, 3 blades, on springs that adjust to your face. No disposable shape's better. It could be the best disposable you ever threw away. New Gillette Sensor 3.
Introducing TGI Fridays Summer Salads. New strawberry fields, zesty Southwest Caesar, or Friday's favorite pecan-crusted chicken.
What I like about you.
Hurry in, because summer never tasted so good.
Let's say this is you, and this is your auto insurance company. You've always gotten along okay, but let's say this is Allstate. Ooh, looks better than what you got now, huh? Well, qualified drivers who call Allstate for a free auto quote can get a company this good for this kind of price, maybe less. The choice is pretty simple, don't you think? So call Allstate now for an auto quote and find out how you're in good hands with Allstate.
EOS Rebel TI. Get into it.
When you can get the best of wireless without a contract, that's M Life. Go phone, only from AT&T Wireless.
Fox Saturday Baseball is brought to you by GoPhone, only from AT&T Wireless. When you get the best of wireless without a contract, that's M Life. And by Canon, with thousands of products and one simple idea, giving people know-how. Canon know-how. We move to the 4th here at the Vet. Brandon Duckworth, today's scheduled starter, bumped following last night's rainout.
His back-to-back starts that he has been skipped.
In fact, his cheering section here at the Vet, the Quack Pack.
Yes, the Quack Pack. He's also got the Duck Pond.
He's got 2.
Yes.
Kevin Millar takes a called strike from Randy Wolf. Yankees and Mets still in a rain delay, but we hear they may get started in the very near future. Here's Bell charging. High throw. 1 away. So now third baseman Bill Miller. We spoke to Bill about his hot start with the Red Sox.
It's definitely been humbling to have this fast start. I've definitely been pleased with it. But, you know, I'm the type of person where there's a long way to go. And, you know, I just kind of look to the next situation, whatever it may be, to help the team. And I don't want to look like what I've done or what I look ahead. I just want to evaluate the next situation and try and accomplish that in a positive manner.
It's oftentimes not easy to switch leagues and face a lot of new pitchers and have the success that Bill Miller is having.
Miller coming in to this afternoon's game with a .327 average, tied for the league lead in doubles with 25. Grounded to third his first time up. 1 out, top of the 4th inning. A year ago today, as a member of the San Francisco Giants, .217 average. What
a difference a year makes.
Started last year with the Cubs and then dealt to San Francisco.
There's oftentimes a lot more pressure also when you change teams. A lot of expectations you put on yourself, and the fans do also, as does the organization. You always want to get off to a good start, but it's not always easy.
Walker, Millar, and Miller, all new to the Red Sox this season, all batting 300 or higher.
All have done a very good job coming to Boston.
Payoff pitch from Wolf, catching the outside corner. A called strike 3. Second strikeout for Wolf. Time now for a game break as we check in with Jeannie Zalasko in Los Angeles.
Kenny, Larry, you got socks, we got socks, the white variety. Pouring it on a Friday night to start the game, and pouring it on a Saturday afternoon as well. Top 3 Brian Dahlbach, the RBI double. Score the runs, extending Dahlbach's hitting streak to career high 10. Sox 3-zip.
All right, Jeannie, Dahlbach, former Red Sox, had some big hits against the Red Sox this past week.
I always felt he was a pretty good hitter.
Veritek on the first pitch, flies out to the right fielder Abreu. A 1-2-3 fourth inning for Randy Wolf.
The best things in life are pure. Aquafina. Purity guaranteed.
Come on in, Derek. I thought we discussed this thing and had it all worked out. You're our starting shortstop. How can you possibly afford to spend 2 nights dancing, 2 nights eating out, and 3 nights just carousing with your friends? Oh.
If you want to enjoy the New York nightlife, bring your Visa card. Because Orso, Cheetah, and the Broome Street Bar don't take American Express. Visa, it's everywhere you want to be.
You know what you never see in car commercials? Real cars. Cars that have been around the block a few times. The kinds of cars that need Castrol GTX high mileage. Specially engineered to protect against oil burn-off better than other leading motor oils. Castrol GTX high mileage. It helps older cars feel young again.
You taking that for heartburn?
Panel of experts recommend it.
More doctors recommend Tums. Dose for dose, Tums Ultra neutralizes more acid than Pepsi Complete's antacid. Nothing's faster. Just ask a real panel of experts.
The man on the left paid $8 for a chicken strips meal at a casual dining restaurant. This man paid just $4 for the KFC Crispy Strips meal with 3 all-white meat crispy strips, choice of 2 sides and a biscuit. $8 or 4?
What should I do with the $4, I say?
The next 10 finalists will be put to the test. The audience is waiting. Now the pressure is mounting.
When you stop being nervous, it's time to get out of the business.
Who will crack first, the kids or the parents? American Juniors at 8/7 Central, Fox Tuesday.
Part of the order for the Phillies here in the 4th against Pedro Martinez. Jim Thome leading off. Single to right back in the first inning. Only his 5th hit in 27 career at bats against Pedro. Thome, Burl, and Abreu here in the 4th. Abreu accounting for the Phillies run with a solo home run leading off the 2nd inning against Martinez. Pedro has allowed just the 2 hits. He's not walked anybody and has struck out 3 over the first 3 innings. He has retired 6 straight Phillies since the Abreu homer. Fastball high and tight, 2-2.
You could see that high target that Veritek gave Pedro. He wanted that fastball up high. Pedro got it up high, but a little inside.
The 2-2. Popped up, shallow right. Coming on the right fielder, Jackson, one away. It's time now for our fan cam, brought to you by Pepsi.
The Philadelphia Freedom music in honor of the 80s weekend here at the Vet. Ricky Jordan, the former Philly first baseman. Big weekend on hand for the Phillies. Lefty Steve Carlton, along with former owner Ruly Carpenter.
In fact, a home run hitting contest took place prior to the game this afternoon involving a number of Phillies alumni from the 1980s. We will take you to New York momentarily for the start of the Mets and the Yankees. Game 2 of the Subway Series at Shea Stadium. Tom Glavine, Mike Mussina, the scheduled starters in New York. Roger Clemens will not pitch against the Mets this weekend, as Burrell sends this one into right. Larry, your former teammate with the Red Sox, in his last 2 starts, earned his 300th career win, his 4,000th career strikeout, and then pitched no-hit ball on Wednesday against Tampa Bay for 7 1/3.
It's amazing what Roger Clemens has done after leaving Boston when they felt that he didn't have a whole lot left. He's only won 3 Cy Young Awards since then. He's as good a competitor as you will get out there and as hard a worker as you will find, and that's part of the reason that he has the numbers that he does.
There's Bobby Abreu, who took Pedro deep in the second. Clemens had his no-hitter broken up on Wednesday night by former Philly Marlon Anderson. And then current Philly Marlon Byrd broke up Mike Hampton's no-hit bid here at the Vet the next afternoon after the same 7 1/3. So a big week for Marlins.
It was a very good week for Marlins. Marlon Byrd for the Phillies got that big hit to start things off for the Phillies when they came back and beat Atlanta in the 3rd game of that series to take 2 out of 3.
Called strike 3-1. In fact, not only did the 2 Marlins break up the no-hitters this week, but Florida Marlins rookie Dontrell Willis one hit the New York Mets on Monday.
He has been something. Yet to see him pitch.
That's it. Low and inside, ball 4, so a 2-out base runner. Those of you who had expected to see the Yankees and the Mets, we send you to New York. Joe Buck, Tim McCarver. And for those of you who have been with us from the start, thanks for staying with us. Phillies and Red Sox tied at 1. Bottom of the 4th inning, as Pedro has walked Bobby Abreu, and Mike Lieberthal steps in. Lieberthal fly to right back in the 2nd inning.
Come on, Michael. Over the interleague place.
Lieberthal against Martinez, lifetime 1 for 5. The one hit was a home run. First pitch in the air to center. Moving to his left to make the catch is Johnny Damon for the final out of the inning. 1-1 after 4.
Michelin designed the cross-terrain SUV tires specifically for SUVs to help provide responsive handling and a smooth ride. You'd be surprised just how smooth. Michelin, because so much is riding on your tires. Want to help Special Olympics? Want a Michelin Man bobblehead? Go to MichelinMan.com to find out how.
a Home Depot is more than a store. It's an easy way to breathe new life into a room. It's the only place you'll find selections of the best-selling ceiling fan, Hampton Bay, as well as Hunter, in styles that are contemporary, traditional, and everything in between. All at a guaranteed low price. It's installation know-how and the perfect breeze for your afternoon nap. The Home Depot. You can do it. We can help.
Had a long-distance lover for 8 years.
He's never said, I want you to move back.
But when she moves 500 miles to his front door, will you tell her to move in or move on? Anything for love at 8/7 Central Fox Monday.
Each team 1 run, 2 hits as we move to the 5th. Bench coach Gary Varsho running the Phillies this afternoon. Larry Bowa serving his 1-game suspension following the altercation in Cincinnati a week ago Friday. Larry very animated on Thursday late in the game against Atlanta as he was ejected.
Really, I think it fired everybody up, and I think it helped Jose Mesa, who had some questionable looks for the home plate umpire, Terry Kraft, and then Larry Bowa came out and just pretty much unloaded in very animated fashion, as he usually is.
Jackson in the air, right center. Dave's got it. So another opportunity for Pedro at the plate. Back in the 3rd inning. First, a long foul to the right side. David Ortiz celebrating in the Red Sox dugout. And then Martinez grounded out Thome to Wolf. All smiles in the Red Sox dugout. And this just moments ago with his arm around his manager, Grady Little.
I think Grady Little probably saying, go ahead and hit one out of here, and he's shaking his head saying, I don't think I'm going to.
Again, Pedro getting the bat on it. Caught in foul territory by the right fielder, Abreu, for the 2nd out. And Wolf has now retired 6 straight. Aside from the home run hitters, Abreu and Walker, neither team has had a runner advance past first base.
Pretty much a pitcher's duel, what I think you would expect from these 2 pitchers today.
Wolf scheduled to start last night. Game rained out, so he took Brandon Duckworth's spot today. Pedro was always scheduled to start this afternoon's game. Last night's scheduled starter, Hyun Kim, who came over from the Diamondbacks in late May, is scheduled to start tomorrow against the Phillies' Brett Myers.
That should be another good pitcher's battle.
We saw Pedro admiring his bat in the dugout.
There's the young Brett Myers, who's done a very good job in that rotation for Philadelphia. Pedro still bouncing around about that bat he had. Both pitchers pitching very well, 2 hits, and both have allowed 1 home run.
Pretty even so far. Randy Wolf, lifetime against the Red Sox, 2-1 in 3 starts with an earned run average under 3. Pedro 4-3 against the Phillies, unbeaten 3-0 here at the Vet in his career. Damon, a shot into right, and the catch is made by Abreu. 2nd consecutive 1-2-3, a 9-pitch inning for Wolf.
Just how close are you to finding a place with a spectacular view? Chances are
closer than you think. Push. Head for the mountains of Bush.
Well, the girls have been sharing a wireless phone.
Yeah, I can help you out here.
Now buy one Samsung A460 phone for $49.99 after savings and get a second one free, instantly, only at Sprint stores. PCS from Sprint, clearly a whole new way to look at wireless.
There are ordinary disposable razors, but now there's new Sensor 3 from Gillette. Totally new handle, 3 blades, on springs that adjust to your face. No disposable shaves better. It could be the best disposable you ever threw away. New Gillette Sensor 3.
Going a full 12 rounds is all about stamina. That's why I like High Endurance from Old Spice. No deodorant protects better. And it lasts longer because it evaporates more slowly. High Endurance lasts longer than I do. But I'm working on that.
Fox Monday. How far will some people go to get into paradise?
Are you man enough to be here on Paradise Hotel?
I'm going to take any girl that I want.
Find out on Paradise Hotel, the new hit series where if you don't hook up, you'll have to check out. Monday at 9 on Fox. Parental discretion advised.
Fox Saturday Baseball is brought to you by new Gillette Sensor 3. By Sprint, introducing PCS Vision, clearly a whole new way to look at wireless. By Old Spice, spice things up. And by Pepsi Cola, experience the joy of Pepsi. Bottom of the order for the Phillies. Here in the 5th against Pedro Martinez. David Bell leading off. Bell fly to right his first time up.
In between innings, Jim Thome and Marlon Byrd sharing a couple laughs.
Bounce to short. Garcia Parham. Low throw, one away. First chance for Nomar this afternoon in the field.
I remember seeing Nomar when I was a pitching coach in AA for Reading in the Phillies organization, and seeing Nomar at shortstop for Trenton. Boy, he was something then, and he still is now. Phillies haven't done a whole lot offensively. One for single to right. Bobby Abreu with the solo home run, and that has been the offense.
Our in-game box score brought to you by Old Spice. Ricky Day struck out back in the 2nd inning. Gets the bat on this one. Deep center. Damon on the run. On the warning track, he's got it.
One thing you can be assured of at this stadium, when the flags at the top of the stadium and in center field, above center field on the roof, are blowing in, the ball carries out. The ball generally goes the opposite way of the flags, and that ball carried very well. Like a backdoor breaking ball from Pedro. Ricky Day got a good part of the bat on it, but just a little short.
So with 2 away, here's Wolf, who struck out his first chance against Pedro. Home runs accounting for both runs in the game. Bobby Abreu took Pedro deep in the 2nd. And then Todd Walker off Randy Wolf in the 3rd. To the right side, it's Walker. Only 7 pitches in the 5th for Pedro. 5 innings in the books.
Every stomach needs a first aid kit for all those unexpected bites and burns and cuts and scrapes and spills and other stomach irritations. Pepto-Bismol is first aid for stomachs. As it coats, it relieves most any stomach problem, not just a few like these other leading medicines. Pepto-Bismol. In any emergency, it's first aid for heartburn, diarrhea, nausea, indigestion, and upset stomachs.
Come on in, Derek. I thought we discussed this thing and had it all worked out. You're our starting shortstop. How can you possibly afford to spend 2 nights dancing, 2 nights eating out, and 3 nights just carousing with your friends? Oh.
If you want to enjoy the New York nightlife, bring your Visa card. Because Orso, Cheetah, and the Broome Street Bar don't take American Express. Visa, it's everywhere you want to be.
No matter where you are, with Sprint wireless phones from Radio Shack, you can take and send pictures instantly. Not that I'm going Hollywood or anything. So come to Radio Shack, your wireless phone headquarters.
Get PCS Vision Picture Phone with Picture Mail that talks from Sprint. Take and send pictures with a recorded message, just $99.99.
I knew it was him.
It was him.
Not that I'm going Hollywood or anything.
Radio Shack.
Okay, let's say this is your car and you get into an accident. Oh boy. If you take it to an Allstate recommended repair shop, they'll fix it, so you're pretty happy. You're like, woo, I'm pretty happy. Even better, Allstate guarantees the workmanship for as long as you own the car, which means if even the smallest thing goes wrong, you don't have to pay for it. So you're still happy. You're like, woo, I'm still happy. So there you go, the Allstate Lifetime Repair Guarantee. Call now and find out how you're in good hands with Allstate.
EOS Rebel TI. Get into it.
Pitchers duel here in Philadelphia as we move to the 6th. Larry, in the 5th inning, there were a total of 16 pitches combined.
Usually you see that with one pitcher. Randy Wolf threw 9 pitches. Pedro threw 7. Both of them with very low pitch counts. Both of them pitching very well, getting ahead of the hitters.
Todd Walker leads off for the Red Sox here in the 6th. He took Wolf deep his last time up back in the 3rd inning and sends this one to deep right field, his 2nd of the game.
First time up, Todd Walker hit a breaking ball from Randy Wolf that he did not get away from him. Second time up, first pitch, another breaking ball that he did not get away from him. Todd Walker was 3 for 11 off of Randy Wolf coming into the game, 2 doubles. Now 5 for 13 with 2 doubles and 2 home runs. Randy Wolf just left this ball up in the zone.
3rd career 2 home run game for Walker. Did it 2 seasons ago against San Diego and last May against the Florida Marlins. And Larry, he came into this game no homers his last 65 at bats. Fly to center his first time up and has homered twice.
And that's saying something going against Randy Wolf, who is generally very tough on left-handers, and for Walker to do that against a left-handed pitcher.
Wolf had retired 7 of the last 8 Red Sox he faced since Walker's 3rd inning home run. He walked Garciaparra and then retired 7 straight.
Walker came into the game hitting .239 with 1 home run off of left-handers.
Backhanded by the 3rd baseman Bell. Safe at first is Garciaparra. An infield hit for Nomar as we check in with Jeannie Zalasko in Los Angeles.
All right, guys, better late than never in New York. Rain delay, the Yankee bats are still hot. Top 1 at Jason Giambi, singles home, Alfonso Soriano. It's Giambi's 11th RBI in his last 7 games. 1-0 Yankees, still top 1.
All right, Jeannie, so an early lead for the Yankees following last night's 5-0 victory.
Backhand down the line. David Bell took an extra step to try and get a little extra on the throw, and that allows Nomar Garciaparra to beat that ball out.
His 8th infield hit of the season, which leads the Red Sox. Manny Ramirez 0 for 2. Fouled out and then fly to center. First back-to-back hits in the game for either club. Todd Walker, leadoff home run here in the 6th, followed by an infield hit off the bat of Garciaparra. Red Sox lead for the first time this afternoon. Bounce foul to the left side. 0-2.
As it said earlier, Pedro Martinez second best road earned run average. Randy Wolf, on the other hand, 5-0 in day games this year. But he is looking at a 2-1 deficit thanks to Todd Walker's 2 solo home runs.
Popped up, right side. Thome, one away. All right, time now to take a look at the American League All-Star Ballot Update presented by Pepsi. Manny Ramirez leading the way in left field. The only Red Sox to currently lead in his position. Ramirez, a 5-time All-Star. And over in the National League, former Philly Scott Rowland, leading vote getter at third. Jeff Bagwell, your buddy.
There he is.
Leading the way at first.
I once told Bagwell, I said, you know, I'd appreciate it if you'd pick up a couple more MVPs and we could put a rest to any question marks about what the worst trade of all time is.
You know, people forget, I'm sure you don't forget, but people forget you allowed only 3 earned runs in 22 innings as a Red Sox.
I had some pretty good success there, but
Millar sends this one into the gap in left center. Bouncing off the wall. Garciaparra held at third. A stand-up double for Kevin Millar. Red Sox third hit of the inning after they had only 2 hits over the first 5.
Randy Wolf trying to go away with this pitch, gets too much of the plate and gets it up a little bit. Nomar reads it perfectly. It's in the gap. There's no chance to catch it, but Ricky Leday did a nice job getting that ball off the wall and getting it into Jimmy Rollins. Mike Covich has to hold Garciaparra at third. Joe Kerrigan out to the mound to talk to Randy Wolf. Joe Kerrigan will go to the mound a number of times.
So the Red Sox with second and third, only 1 out. Next week, Fox Saturday Baseball returns with exciting interleague play between bitter crosstown rivals. It's the Mets and the Yankees once again next week from the house that Ruth built, plus other regional action. It all begins next week with This Week in Baseball at 12:30 Eastern right here on Fox. So with Garciaparra on third and Millar on at second, the Phillies will intentionally walk Bill Miller to load the bases for Jason Varitek.
Now Bill Miller coming into the game 3 for 9 off of Randy Wolf with a double and a home run, or 2 home runs, and that's the main reason they're doing this. Varitek, on the other hand, coming into the game 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts off of Randy Wolf. 0 for 2 today, or 0 for 1 today with a walk. Randy Wolf with 15 pitches this inning, had 19 in his previous 2 innings.
Varitek's numbers with the bases full. Backhanded by the second baseman Polanco to Rollins for 1 double play. On the first pitch to Varitek with the bases loaded, the Phillies turn the 4-6-3 double play.
Sosa. Jace. KO. Come on. 2 out of 3. I don't think so. Hey. Who
This is the latest. This isn't. This is the latest. This isn't. And when it comes to athlete's foot, this is the latest. This isn't. Lotramin Ultra, the latest prescription strength medicine available without a prescription. Lotramin Ultra, the latest advancement for relief of itching and burning. The latest cure, so ultra powerful, one use a day is all you need. Nothing's proven to be stronger or faster, and nothing's newer. Lotramin Ultra, the killer cure.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Commissioner of Baseball and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent.
A look at Phillies pitching coach Joe Kerrigan. Phillies now trailing 2-1. Todd Walker with a pair of solo homers for the Red Sox. Top of the order for the Phillies against Pedro Martinez. Placido Polanco leads off. Martinez has not been overpowering, but he has limited the Phillies to just 1 run on 2 hits, 1 walk. And he's retired 12 of the last 13.
The secret to Pedro is he knows how to pitch without his best stuff. His fastball has been 91, 90, 92 all day long. But he doesn't throw the ball over the middle of the plate, and he can get you out with any number of pitches.
Only his 3rd start since coming off the disabled list. Pulled after 3 innings 10 days ago against the Cardinals, and he went 5 against the White Sox in Chicago on Monday. Held to 71 pitches. Has thrown only 57 through the first 5 innings today.
He has been dominating once again, even without that good fastball. And as so often the case, after a good play is made defensively, the hitter leads off the next inning.
Walker throws out Polanco. So Jimmy Rollins stepping to the plate. We asked Rollins about facing Pedro Martinez.
I take it as a challenge. I faced him my rookie year, and he threw me a couple of those cartoon change-ups, and I know I struck out a couple times, but you don't get to face greats like that every day, especially playing in the National League. The only chance we do is when we meet them in Interleague, and last year we missed them. We played a different division, but they're back, so I want to go up there and, put him in the books too, just get a hit, and so when he leaves the game, I can always say I had a hit off of Pedro.
Well, Rollins still looking for his first career hit, Larry, off Pedro. He's now 0 for 5.
And it shows you some of the competitiveness of Jimmy Rollins wanting to face him.
Rollins spent some time with Tony Gwynn during this past offseason.
He got the spring training, started a little slow, but it's paid off for him.
Little bloop, and this will drop in. His first career hit off Pedro Martinez in 6 at-bats. A single into left center with 1 out here in the 6th. First Phillies hit since the Abreu homer back in the 2nd.
And now Jimmy Rollins can put him in his book, and when he's out of the game, he can say, I got him. He doesn't hit it hard, a high breaking ball, but he gets enough of it over the head of Garciaparra into left center.
Phillies with only their 4th base runner of the afternoon. Jim Thome 1 for 2. Larry Bowa would like Rollins to run more than he has this year.
I think he would like both Rollins and Abreu to run more, and I think it's something that they have to do. As the offense has struggled, they have to try and manufacture runs.
Rollins 8 for 13 on the base paths. He stole 46 as a rookie, 31 last year. Time was called by the home plate umpire, Dan Iasonia.
As Pedro held the ball for a long time, that's probably the best way to keep good base runners closer, not closer to the bag, but keep them from getting a good jump. You hold the ball longer, they get antsy, especially if they're going to run. They don't get good timing off the pitcher when he holds the ball.
Phillies trailing 2-1. A 1-out base runner. Jim Thome at the plate. 349 career home runs. 15 this season to lead the Phillies. Very close with Red Sox manager Grady Little, who was the bench coach in Cleveland when Thome played with the Indians. Rollins goes. Thome got a piece of it.
Pedro again held the ball longer the time before. He didn't hold the ball long, but he used a slide step. He's varying his move, and that's a sign of a good pitcher. Do different things to show that base runner different deliveries. Quicker to the plate, holding the ball longer. Makes it very tough to get a good jump. Pedro here will hold the ball a little longer. And then go with the higher leg kick.
One and two now on Thome.
Veritek again with the little higher target, the high fastball. He elevates it to Jim Thome, and Jim Thome cannot get the bat head out.
Rollins, big lead off first, one away. Rollins goes, the 1-2. Thome strikes out. Rollins steals his 9th base of the year. So the Phillies have the potential tying run in scoring position with 2 away.
Good jump by Jimmy Rollins. Stood up a little bit at the start of his takeoff, but in there easily. Kind of surprised that Veritek even threw the ball with the jump that Rollins got on the breaking ball.
A couple of all-star shortstops chatting.
Jimmy Rollins, one thing about him as a young player, he will talk to everybody, and he will listen, he will take advice. Very coachable, wants to get better, and has gotten better.
Garciaparra, 4-time all-star. Rollins has gone the last 2 years. So 2 outs for Pat Burrell, who has flied out twice. Burrell now 0 for 5 lifetime against Pedro. Burrell with more extra base hits this year than singles. 30 extra base hits, only 20 singles.
He says he feels comfortable at the plate. He says he feels like he's seeing the ball well, but it's been puzzling for Greg Gross, the hitting coach for the Phillies. It's been puzzling to Burrell himself. 30 out of his 50 base hits for extra bases. There is Greg Gross. Burrell's struggles have not been due to a lack of effort. Usually one of the first guys to the park, always in the cage, always working. Yes, Burrell did not get a piece of that.
Sounded like he did.
Off the glove of Veritek. I think it was just off the glove. It was. He was under that pitch. Veritek sitting inside. Pedro threw the ball outside, and Veritek couldn't reach it.
Pass ball, 5th this season, charged to Veritek. So the potential tying run now 90 feet away, with 2 outs and a 1-2 count on Pat Burrell. Rollins singled, Stoll second, moved to third on the pass ball. Fastball missing. 2-2.
Burrell has heard some jeers in this city of brotherly love. At the same time, even if he gets a weak base hit or a broken bat bloop, the fans are cheering just as much louder, I should say, than when they jeer him, when they boo him. They want him to succeed.
They'll boo this time. Rollins stranded on third. We move to the 7th. 2-1 Red Sox.
With home field advantage in the World Series at stake, this time it counts. The 2003 All-Star Game on Fox.
Make room for the Amstel Light 12-pack. There's a lot of summer between sunrise and sunset. Enjoy every minute and every mile with Chevrolet. We're overstocked, so take advantage of great Chevy offers like $4,000 cash back on every 2003 Chevy Cavalier, S10, and Tracker. Or choose 0% APR financing for 60 months. See your local Chevy dealer today.
The all-new 2004 Jaguar XJ.
Ford has their Explorer, but here's something to discover. The GMC Envoy. Envoy's engineered with a 6-cylinder engine that gets more horsepower than Ford's V8 and comes with the comfort of dual-zone climate control you can't get standard on Explorer XLT. Looks like they're still searching for a way to keep up with Envoy. Current GMC Smart Lease lessees lease this Envoy for about $349 a month. Call for residency restrictions and lease details. See the pros at your local GMC dealers. Make room for the Amstel Light 12-pack.
One lucky viewer joins the cast of Paradise Hotel. Sneak peek next Good Day.
Randy Wolf, 3 straight victories, 8-3 on the year. Only 2 mistakes today, but they both cleared the fence in right field.
That's been the story.
A pair of solo home runs off the bat of Red Sox second baseman Todd Walker, accounting for both Boston runs. Bobby Abreu went deep for the Phillies back in the second. 2-1 Red Sox, top of the 7th. Damian Jackson leading off. 0 for his last 12. Has struck out and fly to center today. Pedro Martinez waiting on deck, and then Johnny Damon. Kenny Albert, Larry Anderson from the vet. Final season for the Phillies here at Veterans Stadium. They will move into Citizens Bank Park next April.
Countdown out in the right field fence at 43 games left at Veterans Stadium. Number of past Phillies from the 80s took that down today from 44 to 43. There's Ozzie Virgil, who's back in town. Ricky Jordan behind him. Nice reunion. A lot of the 1983 members of the National League Championship team are here.
Nothing and 2 on Jackson. A rematch of the 1915 World Series, won by the Red Sox over the Phillies 4-1. During Babe Ruth's rookie campaign, he had only 1 at bat in that series for the Red Sox.
1 at bat?
1 at bat.
I think both these clubs would be happy to try and do it over again this year. There's a 1915 banner.
Jackson fouls another one back to the screen. His 5th foul ball. Randy Wolf has now gone 6 or more innings in 12 of his 15 starts. Trailing today 2-1. In the air to right. Abreu, 1 away. As we check in once again with Jeannie Zalesko in Los Angeles.
Well, Kenny, we take you to Shea. Jeremy Burnett was not happy with the calls behind the plate in the Subway Series opener. So here is the best way to just get rid of all the controversy. Just hit the ball out. 2-run shot. First runs allowed by the Yankees in the last 24 innings. Tie ball game.
Thanks, Jeannie. Burnett's ejected last night. Neither team has wasted any time. Late start today, and they are tied at 2 in the first.
And Burnett has swung the bat very well since he's come off the disabled list about a month ago.
Pedro today 0 for 2. Once again, our Sprint Virtual Manager question. We asked you earlier, is Pedro the most dominating pitcher in the game today? 56% say yes, he is. 44% no, he is not.
I'm surprised. I thought it would be a little higher.
Including all your votes.
I would say yes, exactly. A healthy Pedro Martinez, I don't think would be any question.
Pedro making his 12th start. 4-2. 20-4 last season. Runner-up in Cy Young voting. David Ortiz leading the cheers in the Red Sox dugout every time Pedro comes to the plate.
He is enjoying these at-bats by Pedro.
The 3-1. Wolf capturing the inside corner. Count is now full. Ortiz wants him to swing the bat.
His personal hitting coach in the dugout.
Payoff pitch from Wolf. Polanco. Thome. 2 away.
Pedro now 3 for 3 in this game. 3 at bats, 3 times he has made contact.
He has not struck out. And that's a moral victory for Pedro.
Yes, it is. And he's getting double high five now from his hitting coach, David Ortiz.
Will he get a 4th chance?
That remains to be seen. His pitch count is low.
Johnny Damon 0 for 3. Todd Walker in the on-deck circle. 2 home runs today. His 3rd career 2-home-run game.
Randy Wolf last year very much used to this low run support. Had the 2nd lowest run support last year in the National League. 3.6 runs per game. This year 5.8, but not the case today.
You cannot expect much run support with Pedro on the mound.
I don't think you expect 5.8 runs a game off of Pedro.
(3-1) to Damon. Ball 4, so a 2-out base runner for the Red Sox. Kevin Millar, the Red Sox first baseman, wearing a microphone for us this afternoon.
Well, Kevin Millar obviously having a little fun with Pedro. Joe Kerrigan out to the mound to talk to Randy Wolf now after Walker has hit 2 home runs off him, both on breaking balls. I'll be surprised to see what he does with Walker in this at bat. Turk Wendell, right-hander, up for the Phillies.
Do you like the outfit Turk Wendell wore in the clubhouse before the game today?
He's oftentimes camouflaged.
Looked like he was ready to go hunting.
Avid hunter, yes he is. There is Turk.
Remember, Turk once wanted to pitch for free for an entire season. Not want to get paid.
I think he's changed his mind on that.
Show his love for the game. That was pitch number 100 from Randy Wolf. Todd Walker fly to center his first time up and has gone deep in the 3rd and the 6th.
And he starts him off this time with the fastball.
Backhanded by Polanco. Rollins booted it. Polanco looking for the force at second, and Rollins could not come up with it.
Jimmy Rollins, I think, just took his eye off the ball as Johnny Damon was headed down to second base. Polanco makes a nice backhand play, a little flip there. Rollins, I think, was looking for the bag and looking at the runner and did not see the ball into the glove. Jimmy Rollins gets to the bag, but his feet are not on it. I think he was looking down for it and did not.
So a fielder's choice, and the error charge to Rollins is 5th this season. Garciaparra has reached base 3 times today. He singled twice and also walked.
Dan Iasonia showing some professional courtesy as Mike Lieberthal took that foul tip off the fingertip. Iasonia goes out to the mound to try and give Lieberthal a little time, and Lieberthal's got to take a little more time. Trainer Jeff Cooper out to talk to him, and that's one of the things. If you look at catchers' hands, catchers that have played in the big leagues for any number of years, their knuckles aren't real pretty. And this is, see his hand right there above his right shin guard, not behind him to protect it, but had it exposed, and he's trying to get some feeling back in that finger.
And now Gary Varsho heads out for a chat with Lieberthal.
One of the things you worry about with a catcher is that foul tip, not just something broken, but or a bone broken, but splitting that fingernail.
Well, Larry, in the World Series, home field advantage means everything. Now, for the first time ever, baseball's best square off to determine which league gets home field advantage come October. It's Major League Baseball's 74th All-Star Game as the brightest stars gather, but this time it's more than just bragging rights. This time it counts. The 2003 Major League Baseball All-Star Game, Tuesday, July 15th, only on Fox. Lieberthal is ready. 1-1 count on Garciaparra, first and second, 2 outs. David Bell, nice diving stop, but had no play, and the Red Sox have loaded the bases for the second consecutive inning.
David Bell saves a run, maybe 2 on that ball down the line. The ball into his glove and popped out, could not get a handle on it. I'm not sure if he would have had a play anywhere, even had he come up with that ball cleanly. But a nice play nonetheless to save a run, maybe 2.
Garciaparra's second infield single. Nomar 3 for 3 today. Now batting .464 in interleague play. Gary Varsho out to the mound. That will be all for Randy Wolf.
Going a full 12 rounds is all about stamina. That's why I like high endurance from Old Spice. No deodorant protects better. And it lasts longer because it evaporates more slowly. Want proof? If you're not convinced, Old Spice will buy you a stick of your old stuff. Let me put it this way. High endurance lasts longer than I do. But I'm working on that.
And start your day with new body wash and body spray from Old Spice. Spice things up.
There are ordinary disposable razors, but now there's new Sensor 3 from Gillette. Totally new handle, 3 blades, on springs that adjust to your face. No disposable shaves better. It could be the best disposable you ever threw away. New Gillette Sensor 3.
EOS Rebel TI. Get into it.
Now may be the best time ever to buy a Carrier heating and cooling system. Introducing Cool Cash. where you can get a rebate of up to $600 on qualifying new Carrier systems. Call 1-800-CARRIER for a participating dealer.
Halibut with polenta cake sounds good. Oh, but polenta sometimes makes me break out. I will get, a vegan club sandwich. Vegans are like so in. Is the salmon East Coast or West Coast? That'll just do a number on me.
I can come back later.
Crab cakes. I had crab cakes.
Sir? Porterhouse, medium, rare, slaw, Cobb, ranch, blue, fries, baked, toppings, all of them.
Oh, here's something. Coconut dipped shrimp sauté with pilaf. I like pilaf.
My technique when I get in the batter's box is to dig in, pull the pant legs up. I try to point the bat to center field, knock the dirt off, and try to look real mean. What do you think of that?
Major League Baseball Charities is a proud partner of Boys and Girls Clubs of America.
Now I want to teach you about pine tar.
Through programs like RBI and Rookie League, they bring baseball and softball to kids around the world.
Don't be afraid of the ball.
Together, they create a positive place for kids.
Manny Ramirez with 15 career grand slams. It's the first pitch from Turk Wendell. High in the air to left. Pearl makes the catch. Inning over. Red Sox ran the bases loaded for the second consecutive inning.
Well, the girls have been sharing a wireless phone.
Yeah, I can help you out here.
Now, buy one Samsung A460 phone for $49.99 after savings and get a second one free, instantly, only at Sprint stores. PCS from Sprint, clearly a whole new way to look at wireless.
Michelin designed the cross-terrain SUV tires specifically for SUVs to help provide responsive handling and a smooth ride. You'd be surprised just how smooth. Michelin, because so much is riding on your tires. Want to help Special Olympics? Want a Michelin Man bobblehead? Go to MichelinMan.com to find out how.
Introducing TGI Fridays Summer Salads. New strawberry feels, zesty Southwest Caesar, or Friday's favorite pecan-crusted chicken.
What I like about you.
Hurry in, because summer never tasted so good.
Now may be the best time ever to buy a Carrier heating and cooling system. Introducing Cool Cash, where you can get a rebate of up to $600 on qualifying new Carrier systems. Call 1-800-CARRIER for a participating dealer.
It's time you expected more from an insurance company. Because at Progressive.com, you can get our price for car insurance, plus the rates of other big-name companies. And that could save you hundreds.
We can help you save money, even if it's not with us.
Call Progressive today or visit Progressive.com. Compare rates and buy a policy instantly. We can help you save money, even if it's not with us. You could start saving now. Call Progressive today. Not what you'd expect from an insurance company.
Fox Saturday Baseball is brought to you by Progressive Auto Insurance. Look at our game summary brought to you by GMC Truck Professional Grade. Pedro's allowed just 3 hits through 6. As Bobby Abreu leads off for the Phillies here in the 7th. Abreu, a solo shot back in the 2nd inning. Todd Walker, 2 solo shots for the Red Sox.
3 solo home runs is all the scoring in this game.
One by Abreu in the 2nd. And then Walker in the 3rd and the 6th for the Red Sox. Slow roller to the right side. And Abreu is thrown out by the second baseman Walker. As we check in once again with Jeannie Telasco.
All right, Kenny, the Subway Series back on track after the rain, and so is the Yankees offense. Top 2, Alfonso Soriano with a single. That would score a run. Todd Zeile from second. Soriano's 46th ribby of the season. The Yankees out in front, 3-2, bottom 2.
All right, Jeannie, so runs in every half inning so far at Shea Stadium. Former Met Todd Zeile scoring the go-ahead run, also a former Philly.
Yes. Todd Zeal's been with a few teams.
Mike Lieberthal 0 for 2 today. Zeal with his 10th Major League club. Foul to the left side. 0-2 on the Phillies catcher.
Come on, Michael, hang in there, buddy. Mike Lieberthal probably still having a little problem with that right finger, right hand, where he took the foul ball off in the last half inning. Lieberthal has been the Phillies' most consistent hitter on the season, although his production is down. Only 4 home runs and 27 RBIs, but hitting .327 coming into the game.
Strikeout number 6 for Martinez.
Pedro makes you so aware of that fastball, and then he throws a good slider. Starts at the corner, tight spin, good rotation, and very tough to lay off of, and a very tough spot to hit.
Pedro has struck out 3 of the last 4 Philly batters. David Bell 0 for 2. Only 4 Phillies have reached base off Pedro today. Thome singled in the first. Abreu homered in the second. Abreu walked in the fourth. Rollins singled in the sixth. He stole second, moved to third on a pass ball, and was stranded as Pedro then struck out Jim Thome and Pat Burrell.
That has been one of the Phillies' problems offensively. Pat Burrell, 3rd in the league with 78 strikeouts now. Jim Thome, 4th in the league with 74 strikeouts. And those 2 guys in the middle, they're big guys, they're bombers. They are going to strike out. But Pat Burrell, who has struggled offensively, does not have the power numbers that he did a year ago.
Driven in only 28 runs. The 3-1 to Bell. Full count. Not easy to score runs with Martinez on the mound. In his first 11 starts, Pedro has allowed 1 run or fewer in 8 of the 11.
Simply dominated.
Payoff pitch to Bell. Gets the bat on it.
Most of his fastballs have been at 91 miles an hour. That one at 92. But even with that, when he doesn't have his 94, 95 mile an hour fastball, he's got great movement and great location. There you see Pedro's numbers in his 2 losses versus his 11 other starts. Only the 3rd full count now for Pedro in the game.
Second walk issued by Martinez. Both coming with 2 outs. Phillies have their 5th base runner.
Tomas Perez comes out on deck.
Should Ricky Leday reach. Leday struck out and fly to center. 0 for 2. First pitch, base hit, center field. Bell holding at second. Only the 4th Phillies hit off Martinez this afternoon, and now Perez will pinch hit for Turk Wendell.
Rick Leday has had some good passes at the ball today off of Pedro. This fastball he wants away, a sinker away. He throws it middle in and comes back to the middle of the plate. A low fastball. Ricky Leday just drops the head on it and lines it into center.
So milling around in the Red Sox bullpen.
And Real Cormier up for the Phillies.
Perez has never faced Martinez for the season, batting .322, 5 for 19 as a pinch hitter.
Tomas Perez has been called the Phillies' secret weapon, but he is really a secret no longer. Has done a very good job the last few years for the Phillies, coming off the bench, spelling the infielders, plays anywhere in the infield.
Ball strike. First time the Phillies have had 2 base runners simultaneously today.
A good fastball by Pedro. Comes right back to the corner. Varitek does a nice job of framing that ball.
89 pitches. Count remains 0-2. Varitek out for a quick chat. Red Sox leading 2-1. A pair of solo home runs off the bat of Todd Walker. Bobby Abreu went deep for the Phillies. There's Walker. And Abreu. 2 on, 2 out. Perez pinch hitting for Wendell. Wendell threw 1 pitch in the top half of the 7th and induced Manny Ramirez to fly out to left field with the bases loaded.
Now 16 inherited runners that Turk has inherited. Only 4 have scored. He has yet to be scored on this year in 13 games at Veterans Stadium.
Counting his uniform number.
Perfect for him.
As you were back in '84 during those 33 consecutive innings.
Varitek and Pedro, they want to get on the same page. Varitek wants to go out and talk with Pedro, and it's a smart thing to do. Even as good of pitcher and the caliber that Pedro is, you want to get on the same page with your catcher and talk it over and make sure that you know exactly what you want to do in this situation in a 1-run ball game.
Pedro has already thrown 17 pitches this inning. Most he has thrown in any inning so far today. His previous high was 15. Got him with the high heat. 7th strikeout for Martinez. 2 Phillies stranded in the 7th. They still trail the Red Sox 2-1.
Sock it to me. 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 Ooh, baby, I started. Yes, I did. But I can't stop it. Hey, oh, let's go. Hey, oh, let's go. Hey, oh, let's go. Hey, oh, let's go. The ball is in the straight line.
When you can get the best of wireless without a contract, that's M Life. Go phone, only from AT&T Wireless.
There are ordinary disposable razors, but now there's new Sensor 3 from Gillette. Totally new handle, 3 blades, on springs that adjust to your face. No disposable shaves better. It could be the best disposable you ever threw away. New Gillette Sensor 3.
Who cares what's in a hot dog? When diverse, cast-aside elements come together to form something great, well, that's the American way. No, sir. Far better to ask yourself, what are you made of? What spice do you add to the national knockwurst? What flavor do you contribute to the high life?
Ford has their Explorer, but here's something to discover. The GMC Envoy. Envoy's engineered with a 6-cylinder engine that gets more horsepower than Ford's V8 and comes with the comfort of dual-zone climate control you can't get standard on Explorer XLT. Looks like they're still searching for a way to keep up with Envoy. Current GMC Smart Lease lessees lease this Envoy for about $349 a month. Call for residency restrictions and lease details. See the pros at your local GMC dealers.
Former Red Sox Real Cormier is the third Phillies pitcher of the afternoon. Cormier pitched for Boston in 95, 99, and 2000. Terrific numbers this season here in Philadelphia.
Well, the first couple years for Cormier in Philadelphia was a bit of a struggle for him. He has been nothing short of outstanding this year. I think being reunited with Joe Kerrigan, who was his pitching coach in Boston, has helped him immensely.
Cormier will face Millar, Miller, and Veritek here in the 8th. Red Sox leading 2-1. In the first of this now 2-game series. They were rained out last night.
Pedro, they're shaking his hand in the dugout. You wonder if that might be it for him, as the Red Sox now have action. Looks like Mike Timlin in the bullpen.
Pedro wins 7. This one will roll to the wall in right center. Stand-up double for Millar, leading off the 8th. His second double the last 3 innings.
Well, Millar has been a doubles machine in Florida, and now once again in Boston, swinging the bat very well. Cormier goes with the fastball, outer half of the plate. Millar hits it that way.
So the leadoff man on at second for the Red Sox, for Bill Miller, who leads the American League in doubles with 25. Kevin Millar just 6 behind. The line on Phillies starter Randy Wolf. He went 6 2/3, allowed only 6 hits, 2 runs, walked 4, struck out 2. Corner infielders in with Miller taking a called strike.
Millar, who does not run that well at second base, and I think the Phillies want to, they pinch those corners in, looking possibility of a bunt, but also maybe to be able to cut Millar off at third base if it's hit to the right side, or to Thome anyway.
We saw Hector Mercado in the pen. Phillies pen, base hit down the right field line. Throw goes to the plate, and that allows Miller to move to second. Second and third for the Red Sox with no outs.
Thome obviously heard nothing from catcher Mike Lieberthal as Millar was held up at third base, and that allows Miller to go to second. Good breaking ball, a good piece of hitting by Miller. Going that way with that breaking ball, a strong throw by Abreu. It looks like maybe Thome would not have had a chance to cut that off had he heard something.
So second and third, nobody out for Jason Veritek. Last time up, grounded into a 4-6-3 double play with the bases loaded to end the Red Sox threat in the 6th. Red Sox lead 2-1 behind Pedro Martinez, who allowed just 4 hits in 7 innings, struck out 7. 1-0 to Veritek, called strike, 1-1. Millar led off the inning with a double into the gap in right center. He's now at third, and Bill Miller, who singled, moved to second on the throw, takes his lead off second. Jason Veritek at the plate. One from Cormier. Veritek held up, 2-1.
Infield in and Philadelphia for the Phillies. Polanco just behind that baseline. Jimmy Rollins a little bit behind it.
Cormier set. The 2-1. Fouled back. Now 2-2. Top of the 8th inning. Kenny Albert, Larry Anderson from the vet in Philadelphia. No rain today. They expected some after last night's rain out. but the rain has stayed away. And Pedro hoping his teammates can add to their lead. Veritek goes down on strikes. Throw to first. Runners hold, one away.
A good splitter by Cormier has Veritek out in front. Lieberthal blocks it, makes a nice play, and then Cormier picks up some of the bat boy duties as he comes in and gets the bat out of the way. That has been a bread and butter pitch for Real Cormier, the splitter.
David Ortiz has come out into the on-deck circle with Martinez due up next. So now Pedro will get to root for Ortiz.
Yes.
Ortiz has been Pedro's biggest fan during his 3 at-bats.
The roles will be reversed.
Jackson, popped foul. Back in the 6th inning with runners on 2nd and 3rd. The Phillies elected to walk Miller to load the bases. But here in the 8th with runners on 2nd and 3rd and 1 out, they pitch to Jackson.
That'd be a little bit surprising. I think they're putting a lot of confidence in Cormier, as they should, the way he has pitched this year for Larry Boa. Gary Barso now the acting manager today.
In case you joined us late, no, Larry Boa has not been ejected again. But he is serving his 1-game suspension following the altercation involving Adam Dunn and Carlos Silva a week ago Friday. Way inside to Jackson. 1-1. Jackson now 0 for his last 13. 0 for 3 today. Cormier, the 3rd Phillies pitcher. The starter Randy Wolf went 6 2/3. Turk Wendell threw 1 pitch. And retired Manny Ramirez with the bases loaded to end the Red Sox threat in the 7th. 1-1, fouled back to the screen. 1-2 on Jackson with the pinch hitter Ortiz, the former Minnesota Twin, waiting on deck.
And that error by Jimmy Rollins in the 7th inning with 2 outs has forced Varsho to use an extra pitcher. They had to hit for Turk Wendell. He came in and threw to 1 hitter, bases loaded, got Ramirez to fly out to left.
If Rollins had not committed that error, inning would have been over. 1-2-3 instead. Phillies pitchers Wolf and Wendell face 3 more batters.
Everybody stretch out.
Prolong the inning. Wolf take it out after Garcia Parra's infield single, and then Wendell retired Ramirez. 2-2 to Jackson. Got him. 2nd consecutive strikeout for Cormier. So the Phillies elect to not intentionally walk Jackson. He strikes out for the 2nd out.
And it pays dividends for Gary Varsho to go ahead and pitch to Damian Jackson. Another good splitter by Cormier.
Joe Kerrigan jogging out to the mound as David Ortiz gets set to pinch hit. Ortiz batting .295, has driven in 32 runs. 2 for 5 as a pinch hitter this season for the Red Sox. His first season in Boston. Well, tomorrow the scene shifts to Sonoma for exciting NASCAR Winston Cup racing. Ricky Rudd looks to defend his title against the best drivers in the world on the first road course of the season in NASCAR Winston Cup racing. NASCAR returns to Fox tomorrow, 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific.
Only 2 right-handers on the bench for Grady Little. One is their backup catcher. The other, Freddie Sanchez.
So Little sends up the left-hander Ortiz to pinch hit. Ortiz no hits his last 10 at bats.
Ortiz, however, hitting better this year off of left-handed pitchers, 11 for 37, a .297 average versus lefties versus .295 against right-handers.
Makes a called strike from Cormier. Second and third, now 2 out. Red Sox had second and third with nobody out. Cormier has struck out the number 7 and 8 hitters, Veritek and Jackson. Low and away, 1-1. Ortiz, 5 years in Minnesota. Last season hit a career high 20 home runs. Drove in a career high 75 runs. Come on, Real, let him pop up. One-one to Ortiz. Again, Cormier missing low and away. Now 2-1. The line on Pedro. 4 hits. The solo home run off the bat of Abreu, accounting for the only run, 2 walks, and 7 strikeouts. He threw 92 pitches. Cormier falling behind, 3-1. Pedro having some fun in the Red Sox dugout.
Tomas Perez, I think, looking over at Pedro.
Full count, 3-2 on the pinch hitter Ortiz.
Good pitch by Cormier, not wanting to give in to Ortiz with the base open.
Red Sox have already stranded 5 the last 2 innings. Runners in second and third right here. Payoff pitch from Cormier. Foul back.
Funny, Pedro and Tomas Perez, friends from back home. Pedro ended the last inning with 2 men on a strikeout of Perez. And that was part of that little banter back and forth between the 2 of them.
And I'm sure Pedro will remind him about it during the offseason.
No question.
Did Ortiz go around? He did. 3 consecutive strikeouts for Cormier. Ortiz thinking at least Pedro got his bat on the ball 3 times.
Difference between them, Ortiz did not.
Michelin designed the cross-terrain SUV tires specifically for SUVs to help provide responsive handling and a smooth ride. You'd be surprised just how smooth. Michelin, because so much is riding on your tires. Want to help Special Olympics? Want a Michelin Man bobblehead? Go to MichelinMan.com to find out how.
No matter where you are, with Sprint wireless phones from Radio Shack, you can take and send pictures instantly. Not that I'm going Hollywood or anything. So come to Radio Shack, your wireless phone headquarters.
Isn't that? Get PCS Vision Picture Phone with Picture Mail that talks from Sprint. Take and send pictures with a recorded message, just $99.99. No, it was him. It was him.
Not that I'm going Hollywood or anything.
Radio Shack.
She's a real beauty. Oh, I tell you, it'd be a shame if something would have happened to her.
What could happen?
What could happen? What could happen? Things.
Things?
Things. Might want to think about getting some protection.
If you want protection, you want the Prestone family and the 3 rainstorm durability of Prestone Tire Shine.
Smart dog. Lucky dog.
Prestone protection, inside and out.
Fox Tuesday, the next 10 finalists will be put to the test.
The stage is set, the audience is waiting.
Now, the pressure is mounting.
When you stop being nervous, it's time to get out of the business.
Who will crack first, the kids or the parents? And all new American Juniors at 8/7 Central, Fox Tuesday.
Fox Saturday Baseball, brought to you by Radio Shack, official sponsor of Major League Baseball. By Michelin, because so much is riding on your tires. By Lotrimin Ultra, the latest cure for athlete's foot. And by Prestone. When you want protection inside and out, you want the Prestone family. Bottom of the 8th, Pedro out. Former Philly Mike Timlin in. Jimmy Rollins will bat second for the Phillies this inning. He's wearing a microphone for us this afternoon. And when he reached base in the 6th, he chatted with first baseman Kevin Millar.
That's toughest when pitchers hold the ball like that. I know, dude. And then they already have good times. Right. Then you got to catch it with a hose. Right. Come on, dog. You can't run. That's right, but he'll flat one out for Big Jim right here. Yep, that's what you do right there. I think I have that one. Yeah. Yep.
That's what I'm talking about, dog. This is what he's talking about. Pedro Martinez holding the ball on him and not being able to get a good jump.
And Jim Thome was struck out by Pedro on that at bat. So here's Timlin, who pitched in 30 games for the Phillies last season. Came over in that deal from St. Louis along with Polanco for Scott Rowland. Also pitched against the Phillies in the '93 World Series for the Toronto Blue Jays. That's how long he's been around. And Polanco, his former teammate with both the Cardinals and the Phillies, leading off against Timlin here in the bottom of the 8th with the Red Sox leading by a run. Top of the order for the Phillies here in the 8th. Polanco, Rollins, and Thome. Phillies scored their only run back in the 2nd. Leadoff home run by Abreu. They've had only 2 hits since over the last 6 innings.
And Mike Timlin, who went to Boston via free agency after being with the Phillies last year, had said he wanted to pitch a little closer to home. But he's had a little problem with his geography because he lives in Texas. He's a little farther away.
Throw the map upside down. 2-2.
Timlin off to kind of a slow start in the bullpen for Boston this year, but in his last 21 appearances has done a very good job. Their bullpen has been much better. He has got a 2.36 ERA over his last 21 appearances.
Career high 31 saves for Timlin in '96 with the Blue Jays as he strikes out Polanco. Time now to take a look at the Dr. Scholl's great feat of the game. Todd Walker for the Red Sox off Randy Wolf. Solo shot in the 3rd, his 5th of the year. And he did it again 3 innings later after going 66 at bats without a home run. He took Randy Wolf deep twice, accounting for both Boston runs.
Both times on breaking balls.
Here's Rollins, who singled his last time up. Left fielder Ramirez moving to his left, 2 away. We saw Rollins chatting with Nomar earlier back in the 6th inning. Let's take a listen.
Just so you know, if it comes over the middle, I generally play it back there because, yeah, you never know. It'll stay down, then it's got hard spots. So I just play it over the middle, use the cannon. You look good. I need to get on your weight program.
Well, Jimmy Rollins definitely has fun out on that field.
Giving Nomar some advice on how to play this field?
This is a different turf. The next turf is much spongier than most AstroTurfs. And it does play a little differently.
Not sure Larry Bowe would be too happy to hear Jimmy giving that advice.
Probably doesn't want him helping him out a whole lot. that Larry Bow will not be around for this game. And Nomar will not be back outside of World Series play.
Well, there's always tomorrow's game.
That's exactly right. There is one more game left here.
Thome, deep center, number 350 of his major league career.
Well, we haven't had rain today, but that ball could bring rain. A milestone home run for Jim Thome, and it's one that he will remember. That ball went a long, long way.
Jim Thome becoming the 67th player in Major League history to reach 350 home runs, the fourth to do it this season. Joining Mike Piazza, Ellis Burks, and Gary Sheffield. His 16th this season. We are tied at 2. You saw the look on the face of Thome's good buddy, Grady Little.
Not happy, but Grady has seen him do that more than a few times.
437 feet off the bat of Jim Thome.
The bullpen for Boston has let Pedro down this year.
So a no decision for Pedro this afternoon. No decision for Randy Wolf as well.
I can relate to letting down a great pitcher because I often did that behind Nolan Ryan with Houston, and at one point Nolan finally went to Art Howe, the manager, with me standing right there, and in his Texas drawl said, "Skipper, could you do me a favor and not bring Larry Anderson into any more of my games?"
You really say that?
Yes, he did. I couldn't blame him.
Was he serious?
Very serious. He said it with a smile, but there was a sense of seriousness to it.
Well, let's see. Nolan is 12th on the all-time list, 324 wins. How many more could he have had?
It would have been 330 just the 1 year.
All the runs today coming via the long ball. Todd Walker, a pair of home runs for the Red Sox. Bobby Abreu, Jim Thome for the Phillies. Pop foul. Count remains 2-2 on Pat Burrell. For Mike Timlin spent the second half of last season here in Philadelphia. Comes out of the 8th, struck out Polanco. Rollins fly to left, and then he allows career home run number 350 off the bat of Jim Thome, who hit 52 last year for the Indians. Full count.
A slider from Mike Timlin last year in the time that he was with the Phillies. I do not recall him throwing a breaking pitch. Fastball, splitter, fastball, splitter, fastball, splitter.
Burrell goes down on strikes, slams his bat on home plate. But the Phillies have tied it. Thome, 2-2. We head to the 9th.
This is the latest. This isn't. This is the latest. This isn't. And when it comes to athlete's foot, this is the latest. This isn't. Lotramin Ultra, the latest prescription strength medicine available without a prescription. Lotramin Ultra, the latest advancement for relief of itching and burning. The latest cure, so ultra powerful, one use a day is all you need. Nothing's proven to be stronger or faster, and nothing's newer. Lotramin Ultra, the killer cure.
Okay, let's say this is your car and you get into an accident. Oh boy. If you take it to an Allstate recommended repair shop, they'll fix it, so you're pretty happy. You're like, woo, I'm pretty happy. Even better, Allstate guarantees the workmanship for as long as you own the car, which means if even the smallest thing goes wrong, you don't have to pay for it. So you're still happy. You're like, woo, I'm still happy. So there you go, the Allstate Lifetime Repair Guarantee.
Call now and find out how you're in good hands with Allstate.
A no-brainer. What's a no-brainer? Everyone knows what a no-brainer is. You don't have to think about it. It's just that good. Now you can call anyone in America for 3 cents a minute and 39 cents to connect. And that 3 cents gets you Canada and Western Europe, too. Just dial 1010-987. Nothing to commit to. Just use it when you need it. Hey, what's to think about? 1010-987. A rate this low never went so far.
When my gang eats out, it's 5 different stomachs, 5 different stomach problems. But we don't need 5 medicines. We just need one. Pepto-Bismol. For heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, nausea, and diarrhea. Think pink. Think Pepto.
Mike Timlin on the left, taken deep by Jim Thome on the right. Bottom of the 8th inning, tying the game at 2. So the Red Sox, half of the 9th, top of the order against Real Cormier. Johnny Damon leading off. Damon 0 for 3. Walked his last time up. Damon, then Todd Walker, then Nomar.
And it comes down to the bullpens. And already actually has come down to the bullpens already, as Cormier and Turk Wendell both have gotten out of big jams. Terry Adams, a right-hander, now up for the Phillies.
Former Red Sox Real Cormier on the mound for the Phillies. Ex-Philly Mike Timlin giving up the game-tying home run to Jim Thome. Todd Walker, 2 home runs for the Red Sox. Bobby Abreu and Jim Thome solo shots for the Phillies. No decisions for both starting pitchers, Pedro Martinez and Randy Wolf. Full count, 3-2 on Damon. 9-game hitting streak in jeopardy. Todd Walker waiting on deck. Bouncer out in front of the plate, fielded by the pitcher Cormier. And he throws to first for the out.
A very nice barehanded play by Cormier. And that might have been the only way he could have got him. Damon got out of that box on the high chopper. Cormier comes up. That is not an easy play, because that ball, as I said, this next turf is spongy. The ball bounces like a super ball off it. But Cormier makes a nice play barehanded.
Just asked Jimmy Rollins. So what's the scouting report on the field as he gave Nomar. So here's Todd Walker. Solo home runs in the 3rd and the 6th. Takes ball 1. We welcome those of you who have been watching the Yankees and the Mets. Currently in a rain delay once again. Kenny Albert, Larry Anderson from the vet in Philadelphia. Top of the 9th inning. Todd Walker at the plate for the Red Sox. Has hit 2 solo home runs today off Phillies starter Randy Wolf. Real Cormier on the mound. The 3rd Phillies pitcher of the afternoon. We are tied at 2. Top of the 9th inning. Solo home runs for the Phillies off the bats of Bobby Abreu in the 2nd off Pedro Martinez. And Jim Thome in the bottom of the 8th off Mike Timlin. A 2-1 to Walker, called strike. Now 2-2.
Since Walker hit those 2 home runs, he has not seen a breaking ball.
Over to the 3rd and 6th innings, reached on a fielder's choice in the 7th. Now batting with 1 out in the top of the 9th.
In the 3rd inning, Todd Walker, a breaking ball that Randy Wolf left middle in, hits it deep into the seats in right, and then first pitch breaking ball is next time up in the 6th. Does the same thing, a line drive into the Phillies bullpen.
Walker came into the game with only 4 home runs, none in his last 66 at bats. Payoff pitch, fouled off to the left side. Pedro Martinez started for the Red Sox, went 7 innings, allowed only 1 run on 4 hits, walked 2 and struck out 7. Brandon Lyon with 8 saves this season, the former Blue Jay up in the Red Sox bullpen. Randy Wolf, Phillies starter, went 6 2/3, allowed 6 hits, 2 runs, walked 4 and struck out 2. Both teams into their bullpens. 1 out, top of the 9th inning. Payoff pitch from Cormier. Inside, ball 4. So the Red Sox have a 1-out base runner. Red Sox led 2-1. 2 outs, bottom of the 8th inning off Mike Timlin. Jim Thome, career home run number 350. He traveled 437 feet. 67th player in Major League history to hit 350 career home runs. Double switch. Jason Michaels heads out to left field. 2-2 in the 9th.
Fox tonight, a drug addict loses control, and a blinded fugitive makes a desperate run for freedom. Cops freaked out felons. Then, she was abducted and assaulted, but escaped. Help her fight back. An all-new America's Most Wanted. It all starts at 8/7 Central tonight on Fox. Sunday, you could watch drama or comedy. Fox Sunday brings you the best comedies on TV. King of the Hill, The Simpsons, Another King, Malcolm in the Middle, and Oliver Bean. So choose wisely. Law and Order, Elevator Inspectors Unit. It all starts at 7:30, 6:30 Central, Fox Sunday. Brian Atwood was a good kid caught in a bad situation. You gotta have a plan. Some kind of a dream. Only now, he's getting another chance.
You brought him home?
In a whole new world.
He's not a criminal mastermind. He's a kid who has nowhere to go.
What do you think of Newport?
I think I can get in less trouble where I'm from.
You have no idea.
Welcome to the OC, a new series coming soon to Fox. Now, for the first time ever, the league that wins the All-Star game will earn home field advantage in the World Series. The stakes are raised. The intensity is back. The 2003 All-Star game only on Fox. This time, it counts. Fox Monday. She's had a long-distance lover for 8 years.
He's never said, I want you to move back.
But when she moves 500 miles to his front door, will you tell her to move in or move on? Anything but love at 8/7 Central, Fox Monday.
Monday, how far will people go to get into paradise?
Are you man enough to be here on Paradise Hotel? I'm gonna take any girl that I want.
Find out on Paradise Hotel, the new hit series where you hook up or check out. Monday at 9 on Fox. Parental discretion advised. You're watching Fox Saturday Baseball Game of the Week.
Double switch for the Phillies. Jason Michaels now in left field. 30-year-old right-hander Terry Adams, the 4th Phillies pitcher, in to face Nomar Garciaparra with 1 out. Runner on first. Nomar 3 for 3 today. 2 infield hits. And he has also walked. He's reached base 4 times.
And that's after breaking a hitting streak of 11 games with an 0 for 5 on Thursday.
4th hit of the game for Garciaparra. Walker moves to second. Red Sox have runners on first and second with only one out. And Manny Ramirez stepping to the plate. Time now to check out our Allstate Good Hands defensive play of the game.
In the 6th inning, bases loaded for the Red Sox. A great play. Polanco dishes to Jimmy Rollins, a strong throw to first for the double play, and saves any damage.
Jason Varitek grounding into that double play. And then in the 7th, the Red Sox stranded the bases loaded as Manny Ramirez, who's at the plate now, flied out to left field. Now in the 9th, Manny comes up with one out, runners on first and second in a 2-2 game. Ramirez this afternoon 0 for 4. The 4 hits for Nomar today ties his career high. Came in just 3 for his last 17. Low and away. Now 3-0 on Ramirez with Kevin Millar waiting on deck. Phillies tied the score in the bottom of the 8th. Now the potential go-ahead run on second base. Ramirez started down towards first, but home plate umpire Van Iasonia says stay right here.
I think sometimes this upsets umpires when hitters start to go down to first, but that looks like a pretty good pitch. Definitely a pitcher's pitch.
3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Runners on first and second, top of the 9th. Bell to second for 1. Over to Thome, double play. Ramirez rounds into the 5-4-3. We head to the bottom of the 9th. Bobby Abreu, Mike Lieberthal, and David Bell due up. Abreu homered back in the 2nd inning off Red Sox starter Pedro Martinez. Takes a called strike, 0-1.
Bobby thinking about putting a bunt down as third baseman Bill Miller was very deep. Now he's moved in maybe a step in front of the bag. Back to about even.
Kimlin missing outside, 1-1. Pedro Martinez went 7 innings, allowed only 4 hits, just the 1 run. Walked 2, struck out 7. But he will not be involved in the decision due to the Thome homer off Timlin in the 8th. Abreu gets the bat on it. Charging is the center fielder. Damon, it drops in. A leadoff single here in the bottom of the 9th for Bobby Abreu. His 2nd hit today.
He got just enough of it.
New pitcher for the Red Sox is 33-year-old left-hander Alan Abreu, the only left-hander currently in the Red Sox bullpen. Comes on with runners on first and second. Only 1 out, bottom of the 9th inning in a 2-2 game.
3-1 record for Abreu. ERA just over 4.5. Right before Abreu was called into the game, or as he was coming into the game, Jim Thome called Ricky Leday back to the bench, back to the dugout, to talk to him about Abreu, as Leday has only faced him 1 time in his career.
Abreu, a former teammate of Thome in Cleveland. So Leday, who has 1 hit in 3 at-bats today, steps in with the potential winning run on at second. Phillies today with runners in scoring position 0 for 2. And Leday with runners in scoring position batting just .243.
That has been a struggle for the Phillies.
First pitch to Leday, ground ball to the shortstop. Garciaparra steps on second, throws to first for the double play. Abreu throws 1 pitch gets out of the inning.
Well, it just doesn't get any better than this. The best pitcher in baseball, a national audience, and clutch hit after clutch hit. The Phils and the Red Sox waged a war today at the Vet on the longest day of the year, and a game that started at 1 o'clock. They actually were playing under the lights by the time this one was over. Let's get to it. Gary Varsho at the helm today as Larry Bowa serves his one-game suspension for the fight with the Reds last week. Top of the 6th, game tied at 1. Not anymore. Todd Walker, his second home run of the game. Sox lead it 2-1. But in the 8th, Jim Thome gets in on the action. A bomb to right center, his 350th of his career, ties the game at 2. Game stayed that way until the top of the 12th. Kevin Millar loops a shallow fly to left. Jason Michaels coming on. Oh, no. Tell me he didn't just do that. He didn't learn that at Miami. Nomar Garciaparra scores 3-2 Sox. But wait, bottom of the 12th, 2 outs. It's Thome again, the opposite way, and we are tied at 3. Top of the 13th, Sox up 4-3. Garciaparra 5 for 5, make that 6 for 6. Drives in Walker, 5-3 Sox. Not looking good for the Phils, but they are the fighting Phils. They cut it to 5-4, and then Todd Pratt comes off the bench and delivers the knockout punch. Ball game, walk-off 2-run blow. Phils win at 6-5, a dramatic comeback, and something that's becoming a habit around here. In a game that saw storylines change faster than a pitch count, the Fightin' Phils treated a national audience to a game for the ages.
I mean, to be honest, this is probably one of the best games I think I've ever played in as far as going back and forth like that.
3 times the Phils were left for dead, and 3 times they rose to the occasion.
His second of the game. We are tied at 3.
As a coaching staff, we're all proud of this team because of the way they come out every day, and this is the type of game that maybe we've needed in a while because we beat a good ball club today and everybody contributed.
For the second time this week, the Phils pulled one out in dramatic fashion.
I think that was a big lift for us. I mean, obviously Smoltz doesn't get beat very much, so that was a big confidence booster for us.
And all that confidence can go a long way.
In 97, Pratt with a drive.
Yeah, I knew I hit it solid, but I didn't know, that's the deepest part of the park, so I didn't know for sure if I got it, but I knew I hit it good.
Well, we're going to take this and run and build from it and, hopefully take it into tomorrow.
That's why they're paying Thome the big bucks. Hey, speaking of NASCAR, tomorrow on Fox, the Dodge Save Mart 350 from Wine Country. Get ready, gearheads. Coverage begins at 3:30. Well, as we told you earlier in the show, the hockey world mourns the loss of former Flyers coach Roger Nielsen. Nielsen passed away today in his home in Peterborough, Ontario, after a long and painful bout with skin and bone cancer. He was 69. Nielsen coached 8 different NHL teams as a head coach. One of his stops was here with the Flyers from 97 to 2000. His last stop was with the Ottawa Senators, and his last shot at getting his name on the Stanley Cup fell just short this year as the Senators lost in the conference finals. He was one of only 9 coaches to coach